Hey, y'all. Well, you know what? I'm here and I'm ready to give and give and give tonight. As long as you don't take and take. Hey, we're live in the living room on our Imitates Live. We're about to do the whole thing. What's the tea? The whole nine. We're live, y'all. Let's get it.
I'm a filmmaker. I've worked in film, video, and television for over 30 years. I took a little break, but now I'm back.
Hey, and welcome to another edition of Art Imitates Live with me, Tanya Dixon. You know how we do, the greatest with all the talk and the entertainment and all the what's the tea, you know, what's going on, hot topics and stuff out there. The living room where we get down and dirty and discuss our topics and all. And I'm not going to mention my nickname right now. Bernard is giving me one, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. I'm sorry, Pops. Pops is giving me one. That's the persona. And so we got everybody coming into the living room in just a few moments. So, you know, get yourselves ready, get yourselves all gigged up like you always do, and, you know, and come in and be on our comments and just enjoy yourselves with us. We're just kicking it tonight. So I'm bringing the living room team in just a few moments. But right now, let's go ahead and hear a word from our sponsor.
Art Imitates Live with Tanya Dixon is being sponsored by Tandyland Global, bringing your multimedia dreams to life.
Welcome back. Well, y'all about ready? Because I'm about ready to bring the team in. So, you know, we're kind of light on the team tonight, but, you know, those of us here, we always hold it down. So let me go ahead and bring everybody in. Y'all unmute yourselves and come on in the house. What's going on, folks?
Hi. What's up, family? What's up, internet? It is Freaky Friday.
All right. I know that's right. You know how I always do. I like to ask everybody how they're doing, you know, and of course how the week was and the whole nine. And since we have just the one guy in here tonight, he's our rooster in our hen house tonight. So oh my gosh. Well, we're going to start off with Pops. How's it going? How was your week and what are you up to right now?
It was great. It was great. You know, it didn't end that great. You know, today I had a car accident and, you know, those people from Texas are really tough because I was driving Uber and they were in the back seat and they were like, I was like, you okay? Yeah, we're okay. Can you call us another Uber? We're trying to get to Opera Mills. I was like, oh, okay. They didn't wait for the police or anything. They just like, we're on a mission. We're in Nashville to have fun, and we're going to have our fun like right now. So,
okay.
Good. I'm still waiting on the book. I had a little delay, so it's been delayed for about 10 days with my illustrator. But, man, I can't wait to, like, blow it up and show it up and hit Amazon and go international with it hopefully by August the 15th.
All right. I ain't mad at you, Pops. Doing your thing. And that's what we all need to do. So thank you for being here tonight. Okay. All right, Veronique Vivacious Joyner. How you doing, V? You ain't been here in a while. So, you know, you've been in and out. So we finally got you in here now. How's it going? Hello.
Going great. My week has been trying, but ain't no need to complain.
Right.
going on. Some things I'm on. It's a surprise. It's got it's. I can't tell you right now, but it's a surprise. And but I'm working on it. I got some things, that's going on with me.
Okay. I ain't mad at you at all.
It's gonna.
I always like to
It
see people
includes my
in that thing.
team. My
All
new
right.
family. So
All right, cool. Well, I ain't mad. We'll be ready. We'll be ready whenever you want to present us with that news. All right. Now we have someone new joining us inside of the house tonight. She's always on the outside of the house there in the comments, blowing up our comments all the time. So we got Tiana Rubber Duck McCoy. How you doing, Tiana?
What's up, guys?
Quack, quack.
I am fantastic. So this week is
Wonderful.
actually a pretty big week for me because I have graduated my year-long certification and I am now a certified software engineer.
All right. Congratulations.
Great job.
Thank you.
Big congrats to you.
Congratulations.
And also, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. All right, Shed Element Rose, how you doing, lady? And what you got going on this week?
I had that art show. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
a lot of fun.
All
I'm looking
right.
forward to many more like that. I have another one that I have to a showcase that I have to present art to by August 10th. So that's going on right now. I'm wrapping up this commission, and then I'm starting on all of Mike's work after that. So everything's
Okay.
just kind of like trucking a little bit on this end.
Cool. So you coasting, getting it all done.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I ain't mad at you. But for me, y'all, it was just a busy, super busy week. That's how I felt like it was like a million days. This 7 days was like a million days. A lot was going on, I guess you can say, for each day. And I'm always glad when the Friday comes, get a chance to come here with you all and just kind of chill out and do us, just enjoy. And tonight I am back. I am back to a Riesling again tonight. So I'm back to a Riesling, and I won't be as mean as I am with a rosé. Because whatever pops, because that rosé brought up the Tasmanian time. Oh, what you got, Veronica?
I think we created a monster.
Oh no.
It's a bootlegger.
Okay, a bootlegger.
Bootlegging. We're going way back. We're going to Prohibition time, ain't we, sister?
Is that Prohibition?
Yeah, make America great again? Hey,
Girl.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No,
The
ma'am.
devil is a liar. No.
No, ma'am. I ain't doing nothing like that.
Oh, she
Y'all
just
know.
turned it up.
No.
She says she's trying to be in.
Yeah, she ain't saying nothing else. She might not have any more words.
I can't watch no more. It's too much for me. Too much.
She
Too much.
ain't gonna have no more words in about an hour. That's gonna be it.
What are you
Okay.
doing?
Well, I tell y'all, I'm glad to see y'all here. And you know what? I told Bernard earlier for our segment coming up, What's the Tea? That's where we do like our hot topics and everything. And I say I'm going to do like an opening, but I thought about it for tonight. I don't have an opening, but I have a shirt that says What's the Tea? So that's what the segment is tonight. What's the tea? Okay. All right. You know what? I wasn't going to do this particular first story, but
I got one.
Oh, Veronica, go ahead. Veronica, you say something?
I got a opening. I want to know what you take on the intake about Dr. Dre situation.
Oh, with his wife situation.
How do y'all feel about Dr. Dre's situation?
How do y'all feel about it? Y'all say what y'all feel first, and
What
then I'll
happened?
weigh in about Dr. Dre and the divorce settlement and all the kind of stuff.
I used to
Veronica,
love
give
Dr. Dre. I can't
everybody,
stand him now.
Yeah, give us the
yeah,
backdrop on that.
tell us what you saw going on, Veronica, and then I will give our take.
Huh?
Tell us what you found out about, and
Okay.
then we'll give our take.
I know back in the day, I used to love Dr. Dre. I used to love Dr. Dre. I mean, oh, I loved his music. And then I
Uh-huh.
realized, then I kind of found out that he likes to beat on women, and he has a nasty attitude. Um, and he getting what he deserved. She's taking all his money, and I don't blame her. I take it all too.
Uh,
Spousal
well,
support.
so what do you all feel about that? As far as Dr. Dre losing his ass to his wife. I mean, I'm just being kind about it. What do y'all feel about
I mean,
that?
That's
what
3.5 million a year in spousal support. Girl, what secrets you keeping?
She got some secrets. You know she
What
does.
secrets you keeping? 3.5
I know, right?
million a year.
Yeah, she probably know where the
What
bodies
you
are held.
keeping?
Where the bodies at.
Exactly. I
Um,
have not been a fan of his since the days when, even before I found out that he was beating on Michelet, when he hit D Barnes, and they made like it was no big deal. It became like a little controversy, but it was during a time when the
Michelle.
whole rap segment was starting to explode. The whole rap industry was starting to explode, and so people were so enjoying his music, they were not trying to think about the terrible behavior that he was, out there doing. And then the whole thing when Michelet came out years later and said that he was beating her, So I feel like if there's two people who has put information out there where there's smoke, there's fire. And I just feel like for years I have felt that there was going to be a time, because I used to look at his wife like, you see the things that he's doing and being accused of. How are you still in that situation? And then it came out that he was, beating on her too. So there comes a time when I just believe that everything that goes around comes around. And so if it took the wife taking it, taking his ass to the cleaners in order for him to pay for the things that he's done, so be it, and it is so. What do y'all feel?
Karma, man.
it's time out for all that masculine European BS that's been in this society for like hundreds and hundreds of years, treating women like they're a piece of property, like they don't care. They had to even fight for the right to, literally to vote, and their voting rights have just kicked in probably the last it hasn't been that long. You're talking about like
Right.
50 or 60 years at the most right now. So,
Right.
men, it's time over for that. It wasn't right. Like I tell my son, it wasn't right then. It's not right now. And it's not going to be right in the future neither. So you need to get, you got to get your head together. If we really want to be a great society, we got to show more kindness and more understanding. And if you need help, the last person you want to beat on is your wife. I mean, it kills me that you need to seek help. You need to seek therapy, not because at a time in adult life, you got to just be accountable for your actions, period. And beating on someone else is not taking responsibility for your lack of not able to communicate or your daddy mama issues or whatever issues you have. You need to fix the issue, not kick the can or kick the dog where the dog kicks the wife kicks the kids and kids kick the dog. It's time out for that, because that's what's happening. It's happening over and over. And you have all these kids, they got all these issues because they saw mama get beat. Now they beating girlfriend. Now girlfriend beating the kids. And now the kids beating dogs. And then the kids turn around and be like mass murderers.
He said kids beat the dogs. All right, I understand. I mean, I feel the same way. I just feel like there was a time where I don't know why people excused it. They were so enjoying the music and they excused it. Now, I know the difference between a groupie situation, and even though a groupie doesn't deserve to be hit, but these women that he was hitting on, they were actually career women doing their own thing. It wasn't like they were trying to do anything bad to him, or whatever. Like I say, even if you are a shut up, Shannon, post that selfie. I saw that. But you don't deserve to be hit. And I was around during that time, and I was backstage with a lot of these artists when all this was going on. I've seen some real groupies, but still, you don't need to put your hands on even them. So I watched the whole thing, and it used to feel very demeaning back during that time, when I felt like women didn't have a voice. During that time when the really hardcore rap started up, and it just got really nasty, really derogatory. Now, I was never disrespected myself personally being backstage, but I saw a lot of stuff.
Right.
And yes, I'm about to get this. Let me get this selfie in here so I can hit IG with my little selfie. You know how we do every week. So what do y'all feel about that?
But it's not just like Dr. Dre that was being excused. It's excused even in my generation. Like Chris Brown is still out here being celebrated, and him and Rihanna got into it so bad. You can even recognize her for a couple days after they got into it. And, you don't see him being like.
I don't know. That's a different story for me. I really feel like Rihanna was Chris's handler. I really do feel that. I have always felt that.
She has a violent streak herself too.
Yes, she does.
Back and forth. People don't hear about, and a lot of times, what happens is, women can bait a man and escalate things and be hitting on a man, and then what happens is when he retaliates, it's going to be a lot harder than what she hits. You know what I'm saying? Because just because of the bone structure, the muscle, stuff like that, it gives no excuse. But it's hard. I had. When I was growing up, my mom shared a story about a lady who used to misuse her husband, and she would start scratching him, then she started hitting him, and then she started cutting him, and eventually she killed him. And see, those type of stories you don't hear, but that stuck with my mind all the time when I'm dealing with, like, my mom said, don't let no woman hit you. Walk away if you can. If you can't, defend yourself.
Right. It's a horrible story. I mean, there's no easy answer. There's no right answer, because I feel like anybody laying hands, because a lot of times you don't just have a clear cut image of what happened. You do have some women who lay hands, but this whole situation with Dr. Dre, I believe that he was just a straight abuser.
Oh yeah. I don't think it's any wiggle room on that one. But I've had women get physical with me. Because
Really?
I'm a small frame man, but they don't realize I got like 3 black belts. You know what I'm saying? And I can definitely take care of myself.
What?
So I've been on the receiving side of men being getting physical. Like, most you stay in your feminine. In your feminine lane, I'm cool, but as soon as you put your hand on me, then I'm gonna treat you like a man.
It's something else. Yeah, that becomes something else when you actually start laying your hands on somebody. And I, unfortunately, with some dudes, you do become fair game. Some guys will restrain a woman and then let it be over from there. But it depends on the person you're dealing with. And I'm definitely not for men hitting or fighting with women in any form or fashion.
No, I'm not for anybody hitting anybody in any form or fashion. Like on both sides.
It goes both ways, exactly.
Yeah, that's what my point was. I was going to say, but at the same time, don't lay your hands on somebody too. Because you'll get what you not expecting. And you know what I have to do is I forget always to take my photo before the show for IG. And so I had to take my photo, and Shannon said I got caught. Yeah, I did. And I might get caught again because I don't like the pictures I've been taking. So I might just get another one in there in a few moments. Okay, y'all, this is the story here. This is a quick story. Shout out to NEWSBREAK for providing this story here. And I thought about, Bernard had his incident with his car and everything today. And so this car thing here, huh? Okay. This is here. The name of this story is BMW owner loses lawsuit against neighbors who sued for peace and quiet. So this was something that started back, I guess, in around May. There was out in California. There's the BMW owner who their neighbors sued them over loss of quiet enjoyment of their homes. They said they could hear the loud exhaust and the reckless driving in the neighborhood, and they pushed the lawsuit to seek over $10,000 in damages, and the judge ruled in their favor. What do y'all think about that?
That's ridiculous.
I have a story.
Okay, Tiana.
And is my mic better now? Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah, he is fine.
Oh, something. Boys
Okay,
always something.
The whole
Veronica, we can hold on one second, Tiana. Veronica, we can hear you.
That number of the devil.
We can hear you.
Leave
She can't
me
hear.
alone.
Okay, we're gonna have to put Veronica on mute for a minute because she is.
Her
Veronica,
phone-
can you hear us?
I think she's having some
Veronica?
technical difficulties, to be honest with you. It's
Yeah,
just kind of been
yeah.
sticking off and on the whole time she's been on.
Okay. I didn't want to mute. Okay, Tiana, you go ahead. If she starts talking again, I'll mute her.
okay.
Tiana, you go
Audio.
ahead.
So
Sorry.
I don't know if Element
Can't hear
remembers a
y'all.
couple years back, whenever my parents were going through a court-ordered noise violation type of thing,
Uh-huh.
and my parents got sued for having music on their venue because of the neighbors not being able to enjoy their quiet in their retirement.
Oh,
And it turned out that up until the fence line, it had to be quiet enough that it's below whatever decibels it was.
Right.
And at every event, my mom has to go out there with the decibel meter and make sure that by
wow.
the time the noise gets to the fence line, it is below a certain level.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. What
I mean,
a
they've always been disturbing the peace laws all the time. I mean, that's not
Well,
normal.
the difference is that they're out in the county. County doesn't have any of those regulations. You can do
Uh-huh.
whatever you want up until that lawsuit, and it's at the president for the neighborhood. And yeah, it's they got sued because the neighbors did not like that the farm was a venue and there were celebrations.
Wow. That is something else. That is something. It just goes to show you just never know who you're going to live around. You never know what kind of people are going to be your neighbors. If they're going to be agreeable, if they're going to be enjoyable. The whole thing. You just don't know what you're going to deal with. Anybody else deal with something like that?
unhappiness.
Huh?
I said unhappy people create unhappiness.
Yes. And I was just talking to one of my old neighbors about this kind of thing just very recently. In the last couple of weeks here, they have a new homeowners association, and how they always feel under fire because the person is always checking out. They have one of the board members that's always walking around with a notepad, a clipboard, and checking out everything that they do. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's too much. So it's just way too much. But you never know. You never know who you're going to run across in your neighborhood and who's going to be agreeable and enjoyable.
Right. You know, I mean, me personally, I always try to go to my best level to not disturb my neighbors. I live in an apartment complex, so, you know, the walls are thin. And my son's a DJ. So, you know, he wants to pick up the music all the time. And I say, no, make sure you have your headphones on. And I actually went to my neighbors. I say, you know, like, let me know if your noise is getting too loud for you and stuff like that, because and the lady said, no, man, my son used to be a DJ too. So I'm cool with it. But you have other neighbors who like people smoking weed down below. I'm getting contact highs when I walk through the door, you know, in my apartment complex. So, you know, I think people have to be recognize people for, you know, they have a right not to be disturbed. But, you know, some people are going to take it to the ooh-wee, and God bless you if you have one of those neighbors who, like, you can't even tiptoe in your own place. But sometimes, you know, things get a little physical in my bedroom, and I, like, have to, like, calm things down a little bit.
So you haven't. There's
Put
a
a pillow
meeting
behind the
in
bed.
my
Bedboard.
bedroom.
Put a pillow behind the bed. The bed.
No.
Headboard.
The bedboard. She already knows. She already knows. That's my spirit child right there. That's my spirit child right there.
Oh man, y'all too much. Pops you way too much. But you know something? I understand that.
I was being considerate.
That's why you put your bed up against the wall facing the inside of the apartment, not facing the other apartment. That way it only bangs on your wall and not theirs.
Oh no, it's
Interior walls, not exterior walls.
Yeah, it was just an interior wall, but it was loud though. It was loud.
Sounds like you need some extra motivation to be quiet.
Yeah.
They have toys for that.
Get extra pillows around it.
Yeah, then the pillow on their head. You don't want to do that too much because they might, something accident might happen. So
Right.
That's why you have to have those safe words. Those safe words. That's right.
Oklahoma.
That's more Element Rose area right there. That's more her area right there. She can probably tell us about safe words.
You know what? No homicide.
Don't do that.
Huh?
My safe word is don't do that.
Oh.
I don't like it. Please stop.
No means no?
Yeah. No definitely means no with me.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I use the color system. Who doesn't know the color system? Red, yellow, green.
Oh my God, you do that? That's funny. Oh no. Red,
wait a minute. Explain that, Tiana.
Tiana's in the same community.
Okay. The color
code. Yeah, it's a color
Wait a minute.
It's like stoplights. Green
red
means
light,
okay, we're
light.
still good. Yellow means hold on, give me a minute. And red means you need to back the fuck off right now before I throw you out the goddamn window.
Like that, Tiana. You know what?
Wait a minute.
Wait. That's line too. That's
hold on.
Conversation, but if I was you with you tonight, would you want a red light, green light, or a yellow light?
Well, the thing about lights is they change all the time.
Oh yeah. Because sometimes you endure more pain. Sometimes you endure more pain. I know. I got you. I know.
Oh my God! Y'all always throw me off.
I like that. I don't pick up something new.
I appreciate it.
So now that I know that,
look, might keep me from going to jail. I appreciate it.
Or going out the window. I mean, both are good.
Oh my gosh!
I'm glad Michael not here. I'm just glad Michael not here. He would have went with that one.
Yeah, he would have.
I think it would have been some questions asked. All right, y'all. Okay, you know what? There's another story here. This one's a little bit different. This is a little different here. What would you do if you were on an airplane and someone sends like a text and everybody sees this particular text? Let me tell you what happened here. There was a United Airlines flight. Again, credit to NEWSBREAK for this story and Fox News for this story. United Airlines flight was evacuated ahead of it. It's taken off from San Francisco International Airport. This was Thursday, and a teenager sent a picture of an airsoft gun to passengers on board via AirDrop, which is an iPhone feature that allows you to share between Apple products. So what would you do if you were just sitting there and somebody sends a picture of a gun and everybody gets it, and you on the plane and you getting all ready to go take off, and you get this on your phone? Tell me, what would you do?
Say about that?
First of all, I have Android. I would be lost.
Yeah, for real. If someone sends me a photo that I have no idea who they are, my ass is gonna be probably out that fucking airport. Be like, no, 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 you ain't watching me today. Second,
Right.
if they do send a photo of an airsoft gun, then yeah, I'd probably get off that plane because it's all
Mhm.
about what the intention of why the hell would you send in an image in the first place and then send an image of that.
Right.
Yeah, I need to get out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're dangerous.
Yes. Yes. Anybody else have an idea of how you would lose your mind? Because I would
Yeah, it
lose
probably freak
mine.
me out. Yeah, yeah. It would
They
probably
would have to
freak
put
me
you.
out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd be like, excuse me,
Roll my fat butt right on out the
not roll.
She said roll. She
Did
said
she say
roll.
roll?
roll
Oh
No.
me,
my god.
You know, I'm not gonna have
me,
you berate
roll me.
heavy, voluptuous women
You better
around the
stop it.
world. We're not having that today.
You better
I have
stop
to. I
it.
had to protect my sisters.
Go
You know,
ahead.
you are beautiful, no matter what shape or size you are,
He
and
said
we
he
ain't
gotta come into
rolling.
Jesus.
We ain't rolling, but we can take in some other positions though. But anyway,
Bernard,
We're not doing too much. We're not doing too much. Okay, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
oh wait, she
So
went there with the rolling.
you're a hot mess,
I just
Bernard.
went rolling
He just
on
trying
it
the
to
is.
roll around. He just trying to
I like to see
roll
rolling.
around.
I thought the kids call it rolling up these days.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Ebonic lesson, Ebonic alert, Ebonic alert. Gotta have definition time, definition time.
Y'all are too much. But you know what? I know for me, I have an Android myself, but if I saw something like that, I think it would kind of freak me out. I think I would be ready to deplane and find out what was going on. Yes, it would be a pain in the ass to have to deplane and start all over and everything, but I think better safe than sorry. I don't want to have to be diving and trying to tackle somebody to the ground in the middle of the flight because if we get in that air and something goes down, I'm going to pull out every ninja skill that I have to save my life, you know? So
I have a question. Did he mean to send it to everyone, or was it
he
just one of
meant to
those?
send it, but it was a teenager thinking it was more like a joke. He didn't think that
Oh,
everybody would
hell
go,
no. Teehee
yes.
no.
On a
She's-
plane. You should be like
Teehee
banned for
no.
life.
Teehee
yes,
no. Not at
yes.
all.
And
Like
people are
banned for
sensitive
life.
right now. It's a sensitive time. That's just
You
not
probably
something
got a
that
life
you
right
want to
there.
do right now. You
You
know,
know,
so I just go ahead.
yeah. Somebody needs to smack his parents.
Well, it's not
I guess
anything
we
you can
are.
do at any point
They
in
didn't teach
time.
that boy right.
I guess we are far enough
What's his parents
along
with
that
him?
there are people that are teenagers that weren't present for 2001 or
Well, for
for
9/11 and stuff, yeah.
9/11. That one.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
you got a point
Okay.
there. But also,
Right.
it's just, sometimes things come to like common decency. And when you're in like a crowded bunch of people, they're not going to get your sense of humor. There's always going to be things somebody going to take it the wrong way. And, within your culture, within your group or your tribe of people that you associate with it, they'll think that was hilarious, man. Funniest thing I ever seen. Well, people outside your group will be like, this fool's idiot. We need to lock him up forever and throw
Right.
away that key.
Right.
So I think a lot of times with the kids being
What's his
entertained
parents?
and doing all kinds of silly stuff if you watch what these kids watch for entertainment this day, that was very, very funny. But when it comes to transfer to real life, it's not that funny. And I think
Right.
I don't know what they don't have that same moral compass at all.
I think it's just too sensitive right now for anybody to play like that.
Well, I mean, like
Yeah.
I get where Bernard's coming. I mean, where Pops is coming from too, because like a lot of the stuff
Mhm.
on YouTube that I watch that's geared toward younger kids. Well, not that I watch, but
Yeah.
I watch people make fun of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Right.
It's like, oh, I pranked my girlfriend to think I was cheating or something like that.
Right.
It's emotionally like it's void of any type of empathy. So I mean, it's not surprising
I know
that
what you
this
think.
type of
I
this
watch those
generation
too. Yeah.
thinks that. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's more. Oh my God, my brain just stopped. My brain stopped in the middle of that whole sentence. I'm so sorry. But
No problem.
it's more understandable that this generation coming up would be less empathetic toward that idea, especially since they haven't necessarily lived through anything that is completely life-changing aside from, something like COVID. It's not anything that's been human interference. I mean, we've
Right.
had, like things happen in our schools and stuff like that, but even with, the pandemic coming through and stuff like that, we haven't had anything like that happen within the past year and a half,
Right.
almost 2 years, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I haven't heard of anything.
I think that people are in like a PTSD stage, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
and that right now it is a sensitivity because of there's a lot of things being pushed into the media to keep us upset. If you ever for instance, I'll say when I'm looking at NEWSBREAK and a lot of these different entities around, just looking at stories, and I see constant this, constant that, and it's something that if you're looking at the news and stuff all day, it can really make you upset
Yeah.
because it's always something every moment of every day, and someone's behaving badly every moment of every day. There's something. So I can understand people being upset. I can understand anything, but folks going off the deep end. I probably would kind of go off the deep end myself, but I don't think that I would be like furious or acting out or anything like that. But I would be like, yeah, what's up with this kid and what's up with the parents? So.
Mm-hmm. Especially what's up with the parents for them. Like, there's no way you're
Were the parents
leaving
nearby
out.
then?
Was that now? What you said, Veronica? If you ask about the parents, I
Was their
believe they were
parents
there.
near them? Were their parents with them?
Yeah, the parents were there. I had to pull the article up again, but
Well,
from
they
what
would
I
have got
remember,
fined.
they were
I think
That
I don't
leaves
think
even
they would,
more questions.
I don't
How
think I
does
would
your
have put
kid
them in
walk out the
jail.
house?
I don't think I would have gave them a ticket.
It's just too much. It just went way too far. That's the biggest thing I feel about
That's
it. It
it.
just went
How does your
awfully too far.
child that is with you and you are present get all the way to the airport with any type of gun whatsoever, no matter what kind it was, in their possession,
Fake,
and you don't know?
right? And I just wonder, did they do it before they left home or something? Maybe that's
Oh,
what
took
they
a
did.
picture and then was like,
I don't know.
this is gonna be funny.
Right. And maybe they thought it was going to be
Oh,
funny.
was
And I'd be
Well,
I'll
you
be
gotta
there.
see some of these people cars. They got all toy guns, everything
oh,
up
was
in
just a
them.
picture?
What you
So
say, Veronica? Veronica, you say something?
Or was it just a picture? Was it just a
Oh yeah, it was
picture?
a picture. Mm-hmm.
But they didn't find the
Well,
gun
how do we
first.
know that he actually had the gun?
Well, actually, it was
Right.
just a picture of
So it
like
might have been just a picture.
right. I don't. You know what? I would have to go back and look at that. Y'all going a little deeper than I thought. Y'all
Then
going a
I was
yeah,
like,
we
Okay,
can
I've
Columbo
been thinking
type of
about
action.
yeah, y'all
I've been
go
thinking about
real.
this for a little bit, right?
Uh-huh.
And honestly, I probably wouldn't be the only one leaving that plane. Uh, with all of my other background kicking in, I'd probably drag that motherfucker off the plane.
yeah, she used to be a Marine.
Like,
Yeah.
I was talking about throwing someone through a window earlier, and I'd probably actually put them through a window to get them off the plane. Like, nope, you're out of here. Goodbye.
And save the
Expelled.
rest of the plane.
Yeah, it's a bit much. I look at the situation and I think it's a bit much. I think it was some bad choices that were made, on the kids' part. But sometimes tough lessons have to be learned,
Uh,
right?
So did he get locked
he'll
up?
never forget about it, though. I bet you that one thing. He'll
That's
never
right.
forget about it.
Damn sure won't.
So did he get locked up, or did the parents get locked up? Did he at least go to juvie? Did something happen?
I am not pulling that story back up again. I got two more stories I gotta get to
Go ahead,
before
go
we
ahead,
go
go
to the
ahead.
main topic. But okay. Speaking of crazy, you know how we deal with these Karens all the time. We talk about these Karens all the time. I saw this video and my mouth was just like, Have y'all seen the woman and she's sitting there? And I saw the guy, and it was a black guy, and he was eating his food, and she was kind of drunk, and she was talking to him, and she was telling him that you got to put black chicks in check. Y'all see that?
What?
Yeah, yeah, she sat there at a restaurant and she kept telling them he was the people at the restaurant were calling him to come and move to another seat and everything, and she kept around, wanting to talk to him and tell him over and over, you need to put black chicks in check, because they I guess they're saying that we're ruining everything, you need to put us in check. And
What does
she
that
did
have to do
say,
with him moving to a table, to a different table?
but I guess he was moving for his own sake, and so she was stopping him and wanted to give him this message that you got to put.
Is there a video?
Yes, there is a video. Yeah, I got it right here. Let's see if I can go ahead and play
Yeah,
this.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That explanation had me going, what?
You know what? Let me do this. I'm gonna go all the way over to YouTube with it. And so that way I can play it from
you're
there.
Really crazy. You're gonna knock her out.
It's about 3 minutes here. Okay, let's see. There it is. Okay, what I'm gonna do, let me share the screen.
Yeah, you don't have to play
Okay,
the whole
stop
thing.
video,
Just
stop. Stop video.
An idea.
I wanted to put it over and let it stop, but it just wants to keep going. There you go. Stop, please. Thank you. Okay. Let's go over here. Share the screen. Share screen. Okay, and let's pull it here. And we're going to do the YouTube version right here. And we're going to share this audio. There we go. Okay, y'all ready?
Yes.
Let me hit play on the video.
Black male needs
Oh, so he just wants to go away from her.
I get it.
Yeah.
You said that black women are messing with your mom? You say your mom's in the hospital? Oh, they're messing with the country.
Country?
So,
Babe.
Okay, all right.
the black male needs to say,
Well, let me hold that thought. Let me order this food real quick.
oh,
Can I get a crab?
How did you
and
have the
sweet
balls
Louis
to talk to her about this?
with extra crab on it? Extra crab.
Boy,
And add some
you're
salmon.
giving them brave.
Yeah.
She's trying to get hurt.
Listen, I'm telling you, with her
I'm
little,
taking
I'm gonna
another
go to the
one
right
of these
side.
Her whole stance is, I'm going to cause a problem today.
Yes,
I'm
please.
telling
Yeah,
you,
she's got
What you
very,
saying now?
and was like,
She had too many
black
drinks.
male needs to wrestle
very
a black
condescending
female
look.
and tell her and put her in her place. Because if you don't, she's just gonna just,
Right.
right.
she's just gonna,
I'd be like, baby, you can't even get your thought process together. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Why is the black woman gonna mess it up?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Baby, you take your medicine today because you seem like you having
color
trouble
of
speaking.
skin, people like porcelain skin, the blue eyes, the yellow hair, all of it. You want to go.
What?
I'm
How
asking
much
you.
has this woman had to drink with her blood pressure medicine?
First of all,
Because
our
she's
black women
obviously
strong.
lightheaded.
I know that.
Strong black women in this world. Yes, indeed. And black women in this country, in this world, is not the problem.
Yes, they
Because
are.
when you talk about it,
They
you
are.
you talk about my black mother.
No.
You talking about my
Oh, no,
black
no,
sister.
no, no.
You
Oh,
talking
yes.
about
She's a little
girlfriend. You talking about
intoxicated.
everybody. I don't know what's going on with your mom.
Yes.
Blood pressure medicine.
Sir.
I don't know what's going on with her.
No, wait.
My condolences
She
to
said,
whatever's
no,
going on with your mom.
This is personal. No.
But
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
look at
think
the
it's
margarita
every black woman's fault what's going on. Yeah, I'm listening.
That bitch is 97 years old.
Damn.
There we go.
Oh, her
There we
mama.
go.
He said, "Here we
To her
go."
mama.
Okay.
I'm not drink right neither. So I don't knock you down and trying to reach across and smack you in your face.
We got black chicks are like that.
Why would you do that?
Have,
They need to be reined in.
okay, y'all. I've had enough of her. I have
Yeah, we're
had.
done.
I've had quite enough of her. Yeah. I just hit the
Boy,
unshare. So
liberatory.
let me stop it on my side because I can still hear it on my side. So do you all understand a little bit more what I was saying about that kind of craziness right there?
Yes.
Let's just say there's a
I'm like Shannon.
boldness.
Did she make some?
Yeah, did she mix her blood pressure
Yes.
medicine?
Mhm.
That sounds like she
There's a
Yeah, she
boldness with the
mixed it with
Karen.
some
Right.
margarita. She mixed it with that margarita she had there.
I'm telling you.
I'll tell you, Karen's off the chain right now. And so,
Then
the thing is,
they want to know. They want to know why people go missing.
I'm telling you. My grandma told me about them swamps.
Okay. I don't know you guys. I
Protecting.
don't know nobody over here. Where am I? Where am I? I've just heard like threats of murder and stuff over there. I'm just visiting here.
I'm just
I'm just stopping by. This is not even the real pops. This is his twin.
crazy.
Yeah,
man.
phone love is real love. Anyway.
You know
Maybe
what?
let Darwin
Well,
take back over for
be
a little bit.
serious. To be serious, sometimes people reality or what they really think really comes out of their mouth, and a lot of times they have no really interaction or personal interaction with other cultures or other races. So what they see is they see what's on TV. They see what's on the TV shows and those type of programming and stuff. And then they form their opinion out of something that is totally fake. And they bring it into a world that is real. And then they get a lot of liquid courage. And then they all expound on what the limited knowledge that they actually don't know anything about it. But now they got a little liquid courage. Now they're going to talk about it. I mean, we had a lot of liquid courage heroes when I was in the military. The brother was scared of everybody, but once he got a couple of liquor in him, he want to fight everybody. So it's just liquid courage. It's just liquid courage.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think that it's just,
Bernard,
I think it was liquid courage.
That's called mission in action.
See, I don't know nothing about that.
I think it was crazy when she said her mom was how old and that bitch won't quit.
What are the old actually missing?
Yeah, but then she said, and that bitch won't quit.
I'm telling you.
That's when you know she crazy. When she said that about her mama.
Certifiable crazy. Certifiable crazy.
That's when you know something was really, really wrong. When she said that about her mama. I mean, come on. Whatever you feel about anybody else, you saying that kind of mess about your mama, there's something really, really super wrong with you. Okay? Well, you know what? We're going to get off the Karens right now. And we're going to get on to the reverse of a Karen. But his ass is still in trouble. And you know who I'm talking about. The image consultant himself.
Oh, we still talking about Kevin?
Image consultant in life, Mr. Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, that guy.
Yes,
Kevin.
Because there is a petition out right now.
Kevin.
Yes, to have him removed from YouTube and Instagram. And right now, as I look, they need 25,000 signatures, and they are at 18,543 people have signed.
Let me go.
They want this man off this platform.
What are we talking about?
But you know what? I want to.
Womanizer.
Yeah, go. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel about it.
I'll let you ladies go first. I'll wrap it up.
You mean like what a shame?
Go ahead. I'll let you ladies first. Lady first.
I mean, someone who is so blatantly.
Where do I sign?
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It's more than welcome.
Yeah. Go ahead. Y'all
Yes.
go ahead and just tell your views of what you feel about.
Okay,
the whole thing.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Okay,
Ayana?
In the World War II, when the Nazis were taking over, and they were eliminating people's rights, so a lot of people didn't come and help out that person, and then they didn't come and help out that person because they were looking at these families because they were dark hair and they weren't Aryan, blonde and blue eyes. And then all of a sudden they look at these person, they didn't have enough money, and they start picking on them. And then they finally got to the Jews, and they slaughtered like millions of Jews. The thing is, if we do not protect freedom of speech, if you like it or don't like it, then when do we stop? Where does the line stop? Where does the line stop? If you like what he says, don't like. If you don't like what he says, don't watch what he says. It's economic 101 when you talk about TV and social media. Views get it, likes get it, subscribes get it, and if women weren't coming to that venue, talking to her, that'll take half of his material away right there. So if you don't like it, don't watch it. Just don't watch it. But to say a man, you don't like what he says, I don't maybe care too much for his presentation, but it's definitely some of the things that he said are important, especially when we're dealing with my sisters that I've dealt with personally, that a lot of times that they don't accept. And from some of my personal experience, that they don't accept certain things from us, even if it's constructive criticism. Constructive criticism sometimes is not received well, even if you say it in the sweetest way. It's just not accepted right in our community. And that's more of a problem with us learning how to communicate with each other. But you got to learn how. We've been terrorized for the last 400 years. It's almost like crabs in a barrel, where one time one to get up, we pulling the other one down. So we have to be very careful about quenching each other's voices. Even in the civil rights movement, they had people who didn't agree. They had Malcolm X who wanted to burn this sucker down by any means necessary, because if we weren't going to get our rights, we're going to burn it down. And then you had Martin Luther King, who was like, we all love and go and join hands together and have a kumbaya moment. Both of those ideals and beliefs actually helped the civil rights movement, didn't hurt the civil rights movement. But if you never had a Malcolm X, they probably wouldn't have paid Martin Luther King no mind, because they had to pick which one you want. You want this person who says, I'm going to get you because all the stuff you did to me, or this person said, let's make peace and let's get civil rights and let's just treat us right. So be careful when you censor people. Margo!
Yeah. I have a rebuttal.
Go ahead, Tiana.
No, Tiana got a rebuttal.
I do. So you're talking about freedom of speech, and that is perfectly okay. You are free to say whatever you want, but you are not free from the consequences of what you say, because if someone would have told the leader of the Holocaust to shut the fuck up, sit down, and go home, and actually did something about it, that whole entire thing would have never happened.
Right.
So the fact that there's a petition to tell this guy to shut the fuck up, go home, and go away.
But where does the freedom of speech end and begin? You're going to be the determination of that. You're going to be the czar of my mouth, right? You're going to tell me what to say and what not to say.
Well, let me just say this.
It's beyond just one person telling him to shut the fuck up. It's like a bunch of people getting together being like, hey,
but a bunch of people had slaves and didn't make it right.
Well, I mean, that's the other point. If it's so much about the freedom of speech, then what about racist people having their platforms? We won't allow that. It's the same thing.
Freedom of speech when you avoid violence against a person is a totally different.
How you say it. It's how you say it.
It's your opinion. Your opinion. Not he doesn't advocate violence against one woman. Now, if you want to take it as violence, then you take it that way. But he hasn't advocated. He didn't say go kill this sister, go slap this sister in the mouth. He hasn't said none of that stuff. So where's the
losing my mind?
Go ahead, Tammy. We see you over there on fire, baby.
Losing my mind right now. Let me just okay. Let me take off. Okay. Whew, okay.
I gotta take off my glasses for this.
I got my glasses. Put air on me.
First of all, before you get started, how many? Let's give a poll. Right. How many people have actually watched Kevin Samuel's show from more than one or two shows or three shows?
Wait a minute. I got something to say. Do you think he caught his mama with that man?
What?
Will he judge his mother?
What does mom got to do about that? You're not responsible for it. My mom's not responsible for what I said.
Okay, let me make my points.
Okay, go ahead.
Jesus. Okay, as a content provider, I am a YouTube content provider. Do I not come to you all every single week, weaving and dodging and trying to stay in the lines of the rules and regulations of this platform, one of which is not to be offensive to other people?
You don't get that mouth to your mother. I mean, you want to say.
Wait, hold on.
You say to a woman.
But let me finish my point.
You would want
one got to speak at a time. So
you would not want nobody talking to your wife or your mother that way. Why?
First of all, my wife and mom and not listen to that stuff.
Hold on. Let me finish my point, y'all. This is the point that I need to make, because you got to know the distinction of what's going on here from a legal standpoint when it comes to this platform. If the rest of us are walking and weaving and not stepping on toes and doing things that are not offensive to other people, how does this individual get to go on every single week? And I've watched them and hopeful each time as I watch these Black females go on there, hopeful that they're saying the right thing each time, and he just totally obliterates them every single time. So you tell me how it is not offensive to watch a person completely destroy an individual every single week and still be in the rules and regulations of the platform. That's what I'm saying. Bring that.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm going to say. The rules for Black men are different from the rules from white men. White men have been doing shock jocks, this stuff for eons. They haven't been censored. No one's blocking them. No one's taking them off the air and stuff. The only reason they got cut off the air when they started talking about
Can you name one white man that is going on a show and is totally tearing down a woman? Can you name me just one? Just one.
They don't have to tear down women. They tear down races, our race as a people.
Huh? I don't understand. Say that again.
They've been tearing down us as they've been tearing down the race. This is
a time where I understand what you're saying.
That women,
but he's tearing down the race all by himself. How you going to go on? And you were speaking about your female counterpart. It's like a dog.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
It's
like watching a murder.
But the thing is, you guys saying I'm defending what he says. I'm defending what his right to say what he wants to say. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I agree with his presentation, because I've never speak to anybody like that. You've known me for 20 years. Have I ever spoke to you like that? Never spoke to you condescending. So that's not me and that's not my heart. Okay, let's get that perfectly clear. The thing is, I'm defending his right to say it, not what he said. And that's a totally different. I was in the military. These Klan members and all those people who say all this stuff they said, I defended their right with my life. Okay, I defended their right to say, because I'm a veteran. Okay, we are true patriots because we defended this country. So I defend people's rights to say what they want to. As long as you don't touch me, hey, that's where to cross the line.
Yeah, what I'm saying is this: I get about the a right to speak, but right now we are on this platform and we don't have the freedom, the right to say anything we want to. Remember, I'm weaving every week.
Yeah, but that's up to YouTube to ban him, not a bunch of people to sign a petition against him. Who else are they
But that's
signing?
what they're trying to do. They're shining a light and saying, yes, okay, we understand this guy is bringing you money, you're bringing you attention and everything, but he's tearing up, this whole group here. He's bringing us down, and they have a right to say that.
Right.
They do have that right.
They can say that, but as far as the petition, as far as them going to do anything with that petition, I don't even think nothing's going to happen with that petition, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
Ask a question,
Sure.
Pops. Do people have a right to protest?
Absolutely. I say I defend their
petition
right.
is a protest.
I didn't say it was nothing wrong with what they're doing, but I don't think it's going to mean anything in the long run. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're not going to do anything. They're loving his views and stuff. If they had a problem, if the YouTube and the powers that be had a problem with it, right, they would have been blocked him a long time ago.
I think that they'll go as far as they're able to go on anything until someone kicks up the dirt. The dirt is being kicked now. So what is going to happen after this kicking of the dirt? Because at the end of the day, if he has a right to say all of those things, I should have a right to come on here and speak on the things that I want to as well.
Right. Shane Dawson is a major example of that right now. I don't know if y'all know anything about him, but he was a comedian. I'm not really sure if you would put him into that, but he was a major YouTube star too. And some of his
Shane?
Yeah, Shane Dawson.
Oh,
he's a comedian.
Yeah. So he got brought up recently because he had an older video of him and a poster of what's her name? Jade? Is it Jaden Smith? The daughter?
Willow's the daughter.
Okay.
And Jaden is
Jaden's the one that's always on the forefront. So that's
he's not declaring. I don't think he's declaring. So.
But had a picture of Willow or something on an old poster when she was with Disney or something like that, and he was humping the poster, and the Smith family found out about it. And it had this big explosive thing. And then they started combing through all his old videos and found where he was doing blackface, found where he was making fun of different races, and if you want to argue this freedom of speech, that's fine. But this is still offensive to so many people. They have this, and they petition to get him off too. It's the same ordeal, just a little bit more harsh, so as the platform has rules, they need to be recognized. And if there is enough of a group of people that is offended by what he's saying, either he needs to correct his behavior or he needs to leave the platform. And that's period. Because those are the rules of the platform. It goes past freedom of speech if you are disobeying the rules in the platform or the business in which you're attempting to participate.
Yeah, and for those of you all just tuning in, we are talking about Kevin Samuels, the petition to have him removed from YouTube and Instagram. That's a little portion of What's the Tea we're talking about. What's the Tea with you, Margo? Welcome to the platform. How you doing?
Right in the middle of it. Sorry, baby.
Yeah, I was like, okay, we talking about Kevin Samuels. I'm just trying to say, I watched just a couple of his things, but he does strike me kind of harsh. And it's you might say, but it's something's wrong with your spirit if that's all your show is about, is degrading people or trying to bring them down.
Right.
You might be making somebody money or boosting your platform. Like you were saying, they need the.
Dang it, Margo.
Margo froze.
Well, that's another thing that they don't. Oh, go ahead.
Margo, you back?
I say it needs to be somebody. yeah, to uphold and be the YouTube or something police, where they making sure they watching all of this and catching what people are saying. But yeah, he's a little tough, and I think us as Black women need to pull back from even calling in, because that's what he's gonna do anyway, is go in. Just
Right.
pull back from even giving him. I think the more we pull back, how much of a show it's really gonna have later down the line.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
that was Pop's point.
I think that'll be a lot more effective if women boycott it all together. Then that'll eliminate a lot of the content that he's trying to bring up.
Yeah. And I
Because
think that
that's more effective than this petition, because they can do that automatically and they don't have to do anything. All they have to do is just unsubscribe.
Right. Right. And I think that is absolutely right. It is the people who are trying to ingratiate the situation and call in and be like, Kevin, I think I have it right. I think I have it right. And I'm going to talk to you about, yeah. And it's like, no, you're not going to have it right, because it's a part of the show. You're never going to have it right. Your ass just became a victim for the show, his latest victim for the show. So just don't do it. It's just like saying no to drugs. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't need his approval, regardless to either female. Right. It tells you what number you are or what you look like. You don't need his approval. You need to approve of you.
That's right.
So
exactly.
and there's an underlying issue. There's something going on with him for him to and always be that way. There's something.
I think
it's something deep. There's something going on with him to just feel like that's completely okay to just do that and be that way. But hey, he feels he's doing good and he's making enough money off of it. Oh well.
I think he hates money.
He makes good money. I think he found a format.
He hates.
He found a format that worked. He found a format that worked for him. That he went from pretty much. He's been doing this for like maybe two years at least, and he went from obscurity to like now he's like all the rage. And now sometimes you start believing your own hype, to a certain extent, and then you keep going with it. When he made a point, and the point is that sometimes women are unrealistic with their expectations after they reach a certain age group, and that they also a point about that men value women different than women think they value. We don't value by your how much you as your job. We're looking at eye candy first because we're visual creatures. Men are different than women, and there's some defined differences, and there needs to be a meeting of the mind and willing to work together instead of being on a combative level. And I think that gets mixed under that, gets mixed in some of his messages because of once the harshness, and he cracked that whip, and then he goes to the dog barking and stuff. He just lost probably half his women audience at least right there. Well, he haven't lost them. They pissed at him and they calling their girlfriend and have you seen this in on the you know what I'm saying? What they saying? Have you seen this? You got to watch it. He crazy. They having parties. I bet Kevin Seven hate parties with wine and everything, probably cussing them out at little get-togethers and stuff. I'm sure.
Every time he drops a video.
Oh yeah, they have hate parties. What are you gonna say?
When he drops a new video, girl, come over. I got a fresh bottle of wine for you.
Yeah. We're gonna watch Kevin Samuels, and we're gonna get a picture of him. We're gonna get a dartboard with a picture of him, so we can throw it at him every time he says something stupid. We're gonna throw this dart back at him. We're gonna get some and everything. And we're gonna blow this sucker up.
Throw a dart.
I tell you.
Believe me.
There could be a theme party though, if somebody wanted to do it.
I can see somebody with a bobble doll with a fist, and they use the bobble doll Kevin Hart and just be, the little Barbie dolls they had in the back of your car.
Clowns or whatever that you punch.
Yeah.
Boom. They get the little bomb, the little round thing, the punching bag, the Kevin Hart face right there. I bet you we can sell some of those. In fact, look
I
at
tell you.
Look, Kevin Hart, hit kevinhart.com, buy your Kevin Hart punching bag. Ladies get 2 for 1.
Bernard. I have a question for Bernard.
Okay, Pops, Veronica has a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ron.
She's lagging. She's lagging.
Yeah, she's way back. She's way back. So we always
Bernard.
Maybe you need. Yeah.
What if it was your mother or your sister?
You don't know nothing about my mom again. I don't care what people say. See, this is the thing.
What if it's your mother, your cousin, your family member that he was talking to?
I told him that dumbass should have never called him. You don't ask questions from an idiot. So you don't ask questions for somebody who's insane. See, this the thing is, I don't associate with crazy people.
What I'm asking is, the only question I'm asking is, you don't have to know your mother. What is she calling to the show?
She get what she got. Why would you call into? You know what he gonna say. Why would you call into him?
It's like
I actually
you don't go into the lion's den. You know there's a lion in there. Don't go in there.
No.
Yes, I have to agree with Bernard. Why are you taking your ass in that door, knowing that it's a tiger? It's a lion.
It's like when you warn your sister, say, "Hey, don't mess with that dude right there. He ain't no good. He ain't nothing but a lady, man." And your sister's like, "Mind your own business. I like him." It's on you.
What you get, you know?
It's on you. If you go out there in the club and you going out there, you going to the bikers club and you half dressed and stuff, you know, and you acting kind of scandalous or like voluptuous and stuff, you're in the wrong neighborhood, cat. You're in the wrong neighborhood. Like, I don't hang out with crazy people, and I tell my son about this. Don't associate with crazy people, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's all you tell them?
Okay, so how do I stop associating with myself? Because I really need to know.
You need therapy. Therapy. It's called therapy. Called therapy. Called therapy.
Thank God we know how to disassociate.
But it's not personal. It's not personal. It's just therapy.
Well, you know what, y'all? I've had enough of talking about him. We've given him enough attention. Yeah, like I said, is 25,000 signatures are needed. As the last time that I looked earlier today, it was 18,543 signatures already there. We don't know how this is going to turn out. Excuse me. Let's see. Wait. I don't know. The number keeps going up and down. So we don't know how this is going to turn out in the end, but we'll be watching. So, okay. I got one more story before we go to the living room. Now, this story throws me off. And I was debating of whether I wanted to talk about it, but I'm just going to bring it up anyway. Mom arrested after her 12-year-old daughter gives birth, right? Now, this is Tulsa. Mama, and first of all, it's accredited again to NEWSBREAK. A mom is arrested after her 12-year-old daughter gives birth. So this is Tulsa, Oklahoma. The Oklahoma police.
It's Oklahoma. We're good with this story.
Of course, baby.
Y'all are too much. Y'all are too much. Y'all too much. Okay. The Oklahoma police arrested a woman after her 12-year-old daughter gave birth, and the family welcomed the child's rapist to the baby shower.
Oh, pardon? Pardon?
Yes. Oh, pardon? Yes. They said they welcomed the rapist to the baby showers. The Tulsa police said that the mom, Desiree Castaneda, and her family members knew about the victim's relationship with a 24-year-old Juan Ramanda Jara. And so it's not Jar. I can't roll my tongue for the Spanish J tonight. But Hara, I guess Hara, who reportedly surprised when he was arrested on July 14th as he accompanied the 12-year-old to the hospital where she delivered the baby. Jesus, Joseph and Mary.
He was surprised that when he went
wait. Was it rape or statutory rape?
Well, they said that the family consented. They knew about the relationship and everything. But as far as the exact charge, let's see what the exact charge is, because right now he is being referred to as a rapist. And I'm not hearing.
12.
I'm not saying the words.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Oh, she's 12?
Oklahoma.
She's 12.
Yes.
That's the whole point. It doesn't matter if it's statutory rape. She's
And the
12.
mother
Right.
slapped
A
her
12-year-old
charges
cannot
and-
give consent.
The mother has. And let me tell you all the charges. Hold up. The mother was slapped with charges for enabling. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Okay, y'all ready? Is it in my back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, in my back, yeah.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. The mother was slapped with charges. Okay, the mother was slapped with charges for enabling child sex abuse and neglect, and the victim's dad is behind bars on a 12-year prison sentence, which is unrelated to they're calling this a first-degree rape.
Unrelated.
Yeah, she should go to jail.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is bad parenting at the worst, man. I mean, this is not being sleep at the job, but this is giving the man who does the dirty work the access to your kid.
Yeah, you just gave him the key to your front door.
Yeah, you enabled the whole situation. I mean, me as a parent, if there is such things as a hell, you need to reserve them a special corner in hell where the fire rate is like 10 times higher than the rest of the hell out there. Because this is crazy. This is it's just unfathomable. I can never see myself ever letting my daughter be in a predicament like this. I would kill before I let somebody touch my daughter like that. Okay, now y'all can quote me on that one.
How many of y'all have been to Oklahoma?
Huh?
How many of y'all have been to Oklahoma?
I've been to Oklahoma.
Have you guys had an extended period of time in Oklahoma?
No.
Outside?
No, I haven't.
No. Why? Are you saying
No.
it's different? Is it different there?
Oh, no, it's fucking stupid, right? Okay, so I used to be involved in less than legal activities across state lines. That's probably
I remember you telling me about that. Okay, continue.
I used to be in the transportation business that was less than legal. Okay. I would go from 2 states away, pick up my goods, stuff, take it across 2 state lines, and it was worth it because the people there are so damn dumb that I was able to charge whatever I wanted, and they paid for it. So that goes that one thing towards their state of mind is they don't have one. They're all dumb. And I will go on record on a national platform saying Oklahoma people are fucking stupid.
Wow.
With that being said, when it comes to serious things like this, they don't have the extra education in their communities to really understand the gravity of the situation because they're so goddamn stupid.
Is that why he popped up at the hospital with her? Because he was like, at the end of the day, that's my baby.
Well, you know something? He said, and I quote, he actually says, they said that he acted a bit unsure as to why the police were even getting involved. But I have to just show y'all something. And I'm really not trying to pick here, but when I look at Mama, I say this a bit of issues here. I'm gonna just show this picture just real quickly here. There's a bit of issues, and I'm not saying because her eyebrows are all over the place and everything, but Man, okay. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to be good. I'm gonna try to be good and just say,
tiptoe in
Girl,
those
you can
Jordans,
be
baby.
good.
okay,
I'll be bad. I'll be bad.
Tiptoe in those Jordans. Tiptoe in those
okay.
Jordans.
When I look at
No,
it, I said,
this is the best
I
show.
think she's getting too excited.
You know, we're like freezing. Like,
Yeah, I think she's fixing to drop.
Yeah.
yeah.
Too
And we
much
don't have
energy.
any stuff. Up.
Oh, where we go? Well, you know,
It would not be a living room without this.
okay.
you know what? You know what I did? What I did?
Hey,
What?
girl,
You know what I had to do? I took myself. I took that screen share off because I think that screen share got mad because I showed that lady eyebrows. And so I think that's what they like. You gonna cut your ass off because you being ugly. You show off their eyebrows.
when you being angry.
So let me stay off that. Let me not go there no more. And I tell you, I have a strategy. If I ever go off completely like this, Shannon, I will text you. And when I text you, you know my email address. And if I ever go off completely, like everything, I'll tell you how to put in my email address in StreamYard. It sends me the code. I'll send you the code, and then you go in as me. So that's how we'll do it. You know,
sounds good.
because we never know. We just never know what might go down. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get off that.
Hey, Margo froze. You froze. I was like, what's happening? Who's next?
It was that lady in the eyebrows. It was Tiana talking about Oklahoma, and then me showing that lady in the eyebrows, and it was just
like,
they
no,
said
no.
they're like shoot.
Yeah,
That is consequences of my free speech. Is they're like, yeah, no, we can't do this.
You was telling too much. You was telling too much. Somebody lock your doors. That's all I'm saying, Tiana. Lock your doors tonight. Lock your doors.
I I might actually lock my window too.
Yeah.
I need to get out there tonight.
Like the song "High Kid, High Wife." So it's the song.
But you know what? You know what the sad thing is but in some country, things like this is totally acceptable. If you go to a 12-year-old, they can marry a 12-year-old, the whole 9 yards. And this wouldn't even be an illegal issue at all. But because we have certain regulations and our culture is different, it's different. We protect our young, and that makes us great on that area. But we need to get more involved with some of the stuff that's going worldwide. I'm not saying that we should like put our total issues or our total way of thinking on.
Pops is freezing.
They're a little better way to treat their kids. 12-year-old, 24. That's just.
Okay.
But you got some areas that people are not living like that long. People are not.
Back in the day.
80. The average person in the United States living to 80 plus years. In other countries, and especially real poor countries, they're only living to like maybe 50 or so.
Wow. So I understand.
But let's not marry 12-year-olds. Okay.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Right. Exactly.
Let's stay our asses out of Oklahoma because that's just a bunch of dumb shits.
Well, Oklahoma and a lot of the reservations, same thing happens.
Yeah, now Veronica's saying that didn't that kind of thing happen back in the day? Yeah, they were marrying earlier back in the day. Yes, before a lot of rules set in about what was considered too young, was considered rape, statutory rape, or what have you. Yeah, many years ago.
Well, a lot of women died of childbirth many years ago too. Childbirth was tough. And that might have been one of the room is that their body wasn't developed enough or mature enough to handle the pregnancy. So think about that too. A lot of things are
Right.
correlation to why we made the laws the way we did, because they just tired of all these young girls dying in childbirth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree. I agree. But you know what, y'all, it's time for us to move on from What's the Tea. I really feel that I hung out over here for a long time. There's a lot of different stories that we had, but it's time to move on to the living room, y'all. So, hey, let's go ahead and introduce our living room topic. All that. Whew.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the living room, y'all. You know what? I had hoped that Michael would have made it in for this because he actually wanted to bring this topic tonight. And the topic is I give, you take, and take. Because really, the question is how much is too much when you are giving your all? So I wanted him to be here to kind of explain that a little bit more. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory here. You know, if you are given whatever the relationship is, whether it is a friendship, whether it is an intimate relationship, whether it is a family relationship, and you're giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and you get the person just like taking it, and then they start to feel like even in entitlement. How do you feel about that, and how do you handle it? And don't just tell me, don't give me no blanket answers tonight about, oh, I just don't go around those kind of people, because I'm gonna tell your ass, no, you're lying. Everybody encounters these type of people. How do you handle it? Tasmania and Tanya here. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look, I had a lot of toxic people in my life, and I'm an entrepreneur, right? And so you find that there's so many people they'll use your information, they'll make money out, and they'll pay you nothing. They'll use your little ideas, they'll pay you nothing. You think of slogans and stuff for their company, they don't pay you nothing. You show them how to do their little marketing, they don't pay you nothing. They don't offer you nothing. They don't take you out to dinner. They want to learn real estate, and they don't want to pay you nothing. They want to know all this stuff, and I went all this stuff. Now, after a while, enough was enough. And I just cut them off, and I just eliminated them. No phone calls, no answering the phone calls. It gets to a point, especially if you have a servant heart or a giving heart, and you just love helping people, and you get a trusted feeling about that you have to get to a point where, wait a minute, I keep giving and I keep giving, and then you become the first person you become upset with them. You become upset with them. Then after it keeps going on, you become upset with yourself. And then when you come up with yourself, then I said, holler at you. Don't let the door split you. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Right.
I'm out.
Gotcha.
I'm out. But I think you have to reach that breaking point, man. Yeah. I mean, and everybody has a different breaking point. Some people I've met, they don't care because they get so much joy from giving that they'll let people use them on up. I seen grandmothers literally give their last dime on their dying bed to some ungrateful grandchild or child. And never, that's a special person, but I ain't that special. I tell you, I ain't that special.
Right. Special.
No. After 2020, nah, ain't happening no more.
Right. And I agree with you. I agree with Veronica. You got something you want to put on that?
She put something on something.
I know, because she's doing her whole thing.
She fighting with something. You got an anaconda over there or something?
She wishes.
And then she looks at us like,
And
what
she
are
just
y'all talking
that look.
She
Yeah.
I think she started way before we got on the show. I think she started way. Yeah.
I believe I agree with him.
Uh-huh.
I will.
Okay, yeah, Veronica is going in and out, and then
Yeah.
also she's I think she that bootlegger is on
Yeah.
Veronica back. That bootlegger is on her back. So that's what's happening over
I
there.
had 2 bottles though,
Oh,
See,
baby.
I told
See,
you.
that's why she keep looking
but
at
I
us
agree
like,
with
Go ahead and eat some bread,
Bernard is
baby.
saying they, you give and give and give and give a last.
mm-hmm. Exactly. I think she froze this time. Well, she froze this time.
I mean, I think it almost gets to the points where you're literally to tears about some people.
Seriously,
And,
seriously, I agree with what you're saying.
Okay, we got you. We got you.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. Don't be lying to that girl.
well, now she got the chips
I
up
agree
there.
with what he's saying. Because I was the same way. I would give.
And then her phone went out again. Yeah, when your tablet keeps cutting some of your words out, but we got what you're saying, girl. We got what you're saying. You give, and the other person take, and then, like I said earlier, is that entitlement sets in there, and it all changes into something else. So to me, I look at it this way: what are the signs to you that you recognize? She said, "Shut up, Shannon."
It just depends. It really depends. Like me personally, it depends on how emotionally involved I am in a person. Like if I'm already emotionally involved with you before I start recognizing the red flags, then I'm definitely going to beat myself up trying to let you go, because I know there's a part of me that connected with you for a reason, and I'm going to try and figure out that before I just completely take all of your red flags into consideration. So I'm definitely one of those people. Like, you can check any of my past relationships. I got credentials on this, baby. Like, I would beat myself up just trying to make sure somebody else is good because I see their worth. But in the process, I'm missing out on my own worth by lifting them up so much. And I think that's the big play that comes into it, is you really have to have a strong sense of self-worth when it comes to dealing with other people, because you never know how they're gonna come at you sideways. They could come at, like, one of the situations I'm in right now, like, came at me 100%. We exchanged a lot of things between each other, like, it was a really solid foundation. And then, just one of those things where it's like, I'm still waiting for a payment, and trying to hold on my ass through some money. You already know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to get too involved in it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then they'll do things like that to manipulate the situation and try and put you in a box so they can keep you. That, like for me, for instance, like he's holding this money over my head because he knows, like, I'm about my money and you need to pay me my money. So that's a way to hold on to me, because he knows that I'm about that situation. So he knows that's a way to keep me on the back burner while he goes and does whatever he feels like he needs to do, because I'm about my money. You're going to run me my money. So I'm going to be there at least about my money regardless.
Is there a breaking point for you on that money?
Man, it's getting real close. I'm talking to the universe. I'm like, you need to bring this back another way, because I'm getting real tired of this man right now.
Right. No,
Yeah,
I
see,
just
I'm
thought.
kind of the opposite of that.
Go ahead.
With the exception of my latest long-term relationship, because I was a complete idiot for that one. I was. Yeah. So whenever people start being dumb, I call them out on it. And it's the quickest way to get rid of dumb shit in your life is be like, yo, why'd you say that? What the fuck you mean by XYZ? Really? Is that
Right.
a thing? Are you sure?
Mhm.
And 9 times out of 10, they will weed themselves out and go away. Where I don't have to make the decision on, oh, do I need to cut this person off? No, I just have to ask a question and they will leave themselves.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay, I got you.
You know me, I just start charging people. Just charging everything.
That's
Charge.
called
You talking
prostitution,
about
bro.
you on the
You might want to
business,
be careful.
You know, we're talking
but you're
about
on the business side. Yeah, you're on the business side.
business. You're
Well,
talking
I'm talking about the
business.
personal side. Let's go to personal.
Oh, I can charge you for
because-
that too. No, I'm just-
I get it. You might want to worry about your taxes. You don't want the government coming after you.
hey, black market, baby, black market.
Services.
You
Come
didn't
talk
hear
to me
from
about
me.
the personal. Let me know what you feel on the personal side when it comes down to how do you handle that. You know, when it comes to someone who is taking advantage and you give, and then they take. How do you handle that?
Well, I'm the person in the family that nobody takes nothing from me because they know I'm an asshole, so they don't even go there with me. To be honest with you, I don't have that problem with that because they know that if they talk to my nieces and nephews and stuff, I have a reputation that I don't bite my tongue,
Right.
and I don't take no sweet honey iced tea from nobody. Okay, so I really don't have that, but I had to be real careful about that because to the point I got too extreme where I was like being a little too sharp with my tongue. And not giving them a little benefit of the doubt and cutting them out the knees a little. So you have to worry about that to cut the people off too much when they really, really need you or it's something that they really have to have. And because they done cried wolf so many times that you don't know, like, okay, if they crying wolf this time, or should I take a possible L this time just because of our relationship? Or should I stick to my gun? And that's kind of like a judgment call that you kind of have to vacillate before. But I mean, if you burn me like 2 or 3 times, I'm pretty much gonna wash my hand of you, and I'm just gonna just absent myself from your presence, and you won't know it. I just won't be around. That's all.
Okay. Well, let me ask y'all a question. How do you? And then you have to excuse my language on how I want to put this. How do you recognize the bullshitter?
Ooh, questions.
Actions.
Questions are always fantastic.
Actions.
If they can,
By their actions, not what they say, it's what they do. You know, it's all about the actions because, you know, we had this saying, if you can dazzle with brilliance, you baffle them with bullshit, okay? If they're always trying to baffle you all the time with a bunch of BS and they never come through for you, then you know. But if you listen, the worst thing you can listen to somebody who's manipulative like that is listen to them. The longer you listen to them, the better they sound.
Boy,
I'm telling you, if you meet a brother who's real smooth, the worst thing you can do is entertain him listening to him. Because sooner they're gonna find your soft spot. And when they find that soft spot, they're gonna hit it and hit it and hit it.
Well, I tend to think of it a little bit differently, just a little. And I understand what you're saying. You're absolutely right. There's some guys who are they got the whole thing down and they can do that, the charisma. Yeah. But there's a second thing. There's a second level of this for me. The longer a person talks, the more I can see what they want. That's why I let people talk sometimes because if you let them keep talking, they'll tell you what they want with you, you know, and then you got to make a decision at that moment.
Yeah.
Well, I just use a man for example, but it's the same thing with women. A woman to the woman or man to man, they still that conversation sometimes. It just depends on how manipulative they are. Some people are very, very good, and some people are very, very bad at it. And the people who are not that good at it, you can listen to them and you can pick their story apart. And the people who are very good, they're used to controlling situations with like questions, and they actually they'll direct you to a certain place by just asking questions. We used to do it in sales all the time. And we would give a person, we would ask you questions that you would say yes. And you get a person saying yes, yes, yes. And then when you get to the hard thing that you need to ask them, they're so in the use of conforming to what you say and saying yes to that they just go along with their program. And that's what I was saying when somebody who's very, very manipulative. But half of these people, like you're saying, they just making it as they go. And you can bust them. You can bust them. You just listen long enough. And you got to know who's who to listen to and to bust them, and who to listen to like, oh, no, I ain't playing with that person.
Right. I enjoy listening to people sometimes because especially if I feel like they're being really slick, I enjoy listening to those types right there. Because
it can be very comical.
Because then he'd be like, hell.
Yeah. Like, really?
Oh, that's when you're laughing on the inside. Now, you can't use them as a joke. I had a friend, every time he called up, he had the best stories, though. I mean, his story was so entertaining. I couldn't put the phone down because I didn't believe a word he said, though. But it was so entertaining. And we got friends and family members like that. We know they're lying because their mouth is moving, okay?
Right.
But they're so entertaining how they do it. You just like...
My mom is a prime example of that.
Man, okay, my parents, because all the kids have brown eyes, right?
Right.
Come up and talk to them about something. My mom or my dad would be like, "You full of shit." You know how I know? And we'd be lost at the moment. We'd be like, "What you talking about?" And they'd be like, "Your eyes are brown. That's how we know you full of shit. Go handle it somewhere else."
Oh, y'all are too much. I mean, but you do have to ask yourself the question when you're around a person, and in a little bit we're going to give some signs of how you can recognize and deal with this type of situation. But I still just kind of want to know. I mean, we talked about business. I know last week when I was talking about giving me my flowers, y'all got on a hardcore business tip, and I was like, come off there, come on over here, personal, because it was mostly a personal issue for me. So I feel the same way this week. It's more fun to talk about the personal side as opposed to the business, because we already know in business, people are going to try their best to snake you the best that they can. And it has to be up to you to say, oh, no, I see your ass. And, you don't let them get anywhere. But I'm thinking mostly on the personal, how do you handle that type of thing when you see this individual with the snake oil or whatever, and you can just see the whole thing going on. And you actually give it a chance and you say, I give and I give and I give, and then they take. Sometimes we actually recognize this whole situation while we're actually in it. And then we still keep doing it.
The last 6 months of that relationship.
What's that, Tiana?
The last 6 months of that relationship that I mentioned before, I was actually like 45 minutes from Element, like across town. And I could not, I knew the relationship was going to end. I just didn't know how to escape it. I didn't know how to get from A to B to where I would be able to continue living, I guess. Not because the person was gone, but because, well, fuck, now I'm in Texas, and where am I actually going to go when this thing goes downhill? And it wasn't, I know, I see that look.
What? What do you mean, where are you going to go?
It wasn't until...
Let me go check my front door real quick. Hold on.
It wasn't until it didn't actually hit me until my dad and my stepbrother showed up at my house saying, okay, we're going, and pulled my camper home to Arkansas.
Wow.
I did not know it was that bad.
I mean,
sometimes...
Oh, you're good.
Sometimes the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. unfortunately, and we get stuck like that. I mean, I got stuck in sort of a relationship like that until they start getting like, when they start getting physical with me, then I was like, okay, because I'm gonna hurt you. So I had to get rid of that, because I got a little temper. I keep it under check, and
Mm-hmm.
but I have that once you cross a line with me, then it's not going to end well, and I know it's not going to end well. But sometimes people have to push that to the, because I mean you can get yourself, it's bad, but the sex is so great or something, or you're at the end of a line of bad relationships and you really want this one to work, and you're tired of like starting all over again, and stuff that you would not normally put up with, you put up with
Mm-hmm.
it because you
Right.
call yourself hanging in there, or just it has a false sense of security because you're in a relationship, you're
Mm-hmm.
not alone. So I can see where people can also get trapped into a very negative relationship because of different reasons. And a lot of times it boils down to um, how much you love yourself. Do you love yourself to like protect yourself?
But when did you see that sign at a certain point? Did you see a sign? Did
Oh
you
yeah,
ever see a sign that okay?
you see signs, but you ignore the
Mm-hmm.
signs because you got the infatuation part. Oh, she's beautiful. She says all these nice stuff. Blah 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 blah. She's everything. She's curvy. She's like, and the sex is off the chain and all that stuff like that to
When it's
keep it
too late.
100% real. And then you realize darkness falls.
It's a darkness of it.
Darkness
Yeah.
falls,
So
and
I
you be
like to.
like, "Who the hell is this?" But but sunshine comes back again,
Right.
and then that goes for a little while. Then darkness falls again,
Right.
and
Understand.
and after a while, you're looking for you're defensive. You're kind of defensive about the bad part, but you always
Mm-hmm.
got that little sun ray of hope
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
that they kind of like dangle at you. And like
Right.
you be like, okay, I'll try it one more time, or I give him a little bit more time, or I'll do a little longer, or I break up with him
Right.
next week. I'll just see how it's going to change and stuff, and then to the point
Mm-hmm.
where I learned to once I get to a point, I some people you have to make them break up with you.
Mm.
You have to
Wow.
like go to a place where you do things to them or say things to them that you normally wouldn't say,
Mm-hmm.
and then they will leave you because they feel disrespected, or that you are being mean to them. But
Right.
you're in survival mode because you put me there. I can't get rid of you, and I've been thinking about getting rid of. So now I got to act something totally not my character and be that total evil person, so to speak, to kind of get rid of you out of my life. And it is what it is. Sometimes you can't be nice to people and get rid of them. Sometimes you got to be kind of get angry with
Mm-hmm.
them or do mean things to them to get rid of them. I mean,
Wow.
people,
He said, "Do me."
you
Okay.
people try you. People try you, and
Mm-hmm.
it's sad that you have to go to that level sometimes. But I
Mm-hmm.
also believe in self-preservation too.
Right. Okay. You
And
know
speaking of
something?
preservation,
Sure.
I do have one more thing if you guys want to hear it.
Oh, go ahead.
So I was living on a lake, which, as Element knows, I love water. So it was like
Mm-hmm.
my
But that
perfect
water was
place to be.
nasty.
It was nasty. Anyway, so the it was twofold. One, I was living on a place that was visually nice. It was nice to be around the water a little bit in that
Mm-hmm.
Texas heat, the coolness coming off the water. But every time that the sun went down, there was always that thought in the back of my head. Well, could I end in in that water? Could that be my final stop?
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah, that was a thing. Um, so
I
it was
wanna do a side note and say she didn't tell me none of this, or she would have been at my house a long time ago, because she knows I don't put up with none of that crap. So there was a
Right.
reason why she didn't want me showing up at her front door. I just want to say that.
Wow. Wow.
It had nothing to do with element. She had no idea, and actually 99% of the people had no
Uh-huh.
idea, and it was only my mom who recognized the my absence, which was
Uh-huh.
what triggered my
But
dad
you're
coming down to get me.
Okay.
And so, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I struggle with that every night of, well, I could
Mm-hmm.
not have to wake up tomorrow and deal with all this bullshit, but
Right.
I'm here today, so obviously I chose to deal with the bullshit.
You are a
Or they got to me
survivor.
in time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a survivor.
Survivor. Yep.
And
Yes.
more than that, you're victorious because you're here saying, you know, expanding your self worth. You know, like I deserve to be alive, and I don't deserve to be treated like that. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure someone out there, you know, might be listening to us and needs that little push. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Right.
never know by sharing your story how you give other people their power back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a bit of advice to offer on this subject. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if you are the family member and you have not spoken to a specific family member that just now came to your mind, you need to
Uh-huh.
message them. And not only do
Mm-hmm.
you need to message them, you probably need to show up at their front door because something could or could not be happening. So
Right.
go do the thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
All
because
right.
sometimes they're so deep in it, they don't even see it. But
Yeah.
a lot of times when people are being manipulated like that, they don't even see it. But a family member who comes into, you know, you can feel the tension in the room sometimes.
Yeah.
Uh, that something is just not right, and if you know that person very, very well, you know their countenance is all wrong. You can pick up people's vibes, their spirit when stuff going on like that, and then you need to not instead of ignore it. You might need to ask them a question, get them away from, like invite them out to like lunch or something like that, or for a drink, and get them away from it. Then you'd be surprised what you might find out.
Right. Well, I have some things I wanted to bring up here. I saw this article, and the article's on the power of silence.co, and then it's called 11 signs you're giving too much of yourself to other people. And so, you know how we do, we like to, give the information, a little information from some of our, different sources out there to the audience, kind of help them out a little bit. And this number one here is right down my line. Number one is you feel exhausted. You're always there for everybody. You literally feel like you don't have time for yourself to relax and just be there for you because you're always doing something for someone else. And you even start forgetting things that you're supposed to do for you. You're exhausted and you should definitely need to focus on you and take care of your own needs. So what do you all think about that one? I think that's a great number one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely,
accurate.
definitely. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah,
There's
Okay.
like
definitely a physical exhaustion because I put on so much weight. Like I didn't have the energy to go do anything.
Mhm.
yeah,
Wow.
part of showing people being depressed is that they sleep a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Hmm. Yeah. That is true. Okay, number two is pretty much what we said just now. You're forgetting about your own needs because you're giving more to others. You're not following your own goals. You're forgetting about your passions and the things that matter to you, and you're in a bad place, and you should get out as soon as possible and start putting yourself first. So,
Yeah, my mom tells me the way that she recognizes that my depression has gotten really bad from stuff like that is I
uh
will
huh.
literally stop making my bed and I'll just have a
Oh,
sheet, and I won't put like an actual like fitted sheet on my bed. I'll
uh
just kind
huh.
of like put my sheets off to the side and just sleep with the top sheet.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay. Well,
when I start recognizing that, that's when I know like I need to step back and start recognizing where I'm putting my energy.
okay. I'm gonna do a few more, and then we go to the comments real quickly here. Number three is you are letting other people hurt you
Mhm.
without realizing it. You're always there for other people in your life because you care about them and you want to make them happy. That's why you become more and more and more vulnerable to their words and actions. They could hurt you, and you're letting them without being aware of it because you don't see that your love and good deeds are not being reciprocated. So, what y'all think about that one? I think it's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So I just want to give y'all a chance to before I mow down into the next ones. Number 4, your relationship has become too codependent and is holding you back. You are following your partner to depend on you. I'm sorry, you are allowing your partner to depend on you so much that your relationship has become toxic. It is very draining to be in this kind of relationship. You know you need your space, but at the same time, you're scared to ask for it. Can anybody
Um,
relate to that?
I can relate to
Yes.
that. I had a relationship with my last girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
and she was she had migraine headache,
Uh-huh.
but she had migraine headache, and I never knew when she was going to have migraine headache. But she was very also what kind of narcissistic, you know,
Narcissistic. Mm-hmm.
narcissistic, very controlling, very manipulating. From the time I
Mm-hmm.
walked in her crib, everything had to be exactly her way. You know,
Right.
don't touch the remote control. I control what's watching on the TV. We do, you know, we're gonna do it my way. This is my place. Da 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 da. X Y Z.
Uh-huh.
It always like kind of like belittling me, like, and would call me like narcissistic. I was like, nobody's ever called me that, but you calling me that. So she basically projected her actions upon me. And then
Wow.
I felt sorry for her because she was always, you know, she was in pain, but she used her
Mm-hmm.
pain to like work on my sympathy because a man at the end of the day wants to be that what knight in shining armor coming to save the day. Don't worry,
Right.
baby, I'll fix it. Or what? You need some herb and stuff. I don't sell herb legal, but I'm gonna get it for you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm like illegal, but I don't do anything illegal. All right, I don't, you know. And I was going out to help her because I felt the need to help her, but she seemed like she manipulated that situation. And every time I got ready to leave and stuff like that, and here come the
Mm-hmm.
tears.
Oh wow.
So now I'm feeling bad. She's in pain. She's in here, and I feel like, and she don't know anybody because a lot of times these people don't have no other friends.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like you're like they're all in all. It was so
Mm-hmm.
bad. It was like when she got finished work at 5 o'clock, I better be at her place at 6 o'clock, or there's gonna be hell to pay.
No.
What?
No.
JT was like that.
I was gonna
Mm-mm.
hear it. I was gonna hear
Oh.
it. I was gonna get the business, and
Oh my goodness.
you know, at the time I got a new place, and I moved somewhere, and I let her help me move in here, and then I never did invite her to the place. She said, I never did invite her to the place.
Oh
I
my
never did go
God.
back to see her. I stayed in my crib. I didn't go nowhere. I,
No,
I
well,
just went to I just went to work. I just went to work. And strange enough, you know, every now and then they still have a pull on you, you know, in a weird way.
Yeah.
Kind of a twisted way. They still have a little power because it never was all bad, but the bad parts were really bad.
It was never all bad, but the bad was really bad. I
Yeah.
got you.
You
mhm.
know what I'm saying? You
Oh
know, because
wow.
they have split personalities too. Because
Mm-hmm.
when they're in their good behavior mode,
Uh-huh.
oh, they the life of the party. They can make you
Oh yeah.
laugh.
Right.
They can make you laugh so hard you crying as you laugh and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they can be so sensuous and so mm,
PG-13. Mm-hmm.
uh,
I
you know,
said PG-13. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
they know how to push your buttons. You know, they know how to push your
Right.
buttons. And
Right.
that's where that's where you kind of like have those memories, like, oh, I remember when they used to do this.
You better let it go. Let
you
that
have
thought
to
go.
slap yourself. Look, you have to slap yourself. No, we're not going there no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you thinking? You know, I mean, I had to cuss myself out. You know,
I'm mad at you.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Right.
It ain't worth keeping.
Exactly. Okay, let's do a couple of comments before we go forward. Shannon, you hit me on some comments. Shannon.
A lot of it is me and Tiana going back and forth.
Yeah.
And I said, man, we all know that one person we can't let go of just make you feel dried out by the time you're done with them and just need to rebuild yourself. And Tiana goes, yes, I know of a person that I struggle to let go of. And I was like, it's really hard for me to completely let go of anyone. It takes months for me to break a bond. And Tiana says, if I have said that I love someone, I still love them to this day. They just don't have a place in my life anymore. And I said, there's a big difference between being in love and having love. And then my friend Saya says, in relationships, people put on a mask that's very shiny, but you get glimpses of who you're dealing with. When people show you who they are, believe them. And Tiana says, the masks are so real. And I said, the masks feel real at any rate. And Veronica said, are you okay with me? Well, I guess she is. She wrote them. She said, I cry all day. And to the last question, yes, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I know, Rock.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
All
right, let's.
I think we have to seek help. You have to seek help. The worst thing you could do is isolate yourself from your friends and your family. Once they have isolated you from your families and friends, they can do what they want to do with you. Unfortunately, they can control you. They basically have mind control you. And it's kind of like that shock feel good therapy. Like, okay, you do good, boom, 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 and then I shock you, and then you're like, okay, you about to leave, but then I give you some good stuff, and then and then they'll go away. Then you bad, and then you get ready to leave. Then I give you some good stuff. So they know how to hook you back. They know how to hook you back, because a lot of times we're talking about grown relationships. So they've been probably doing this all their adult life. By the time they got to you, they've been doing all this life. So they know how to look for certain weaknesses in people's personalities, or how to manipulate people's personalities. And sometimes it's all about the timing. Sometimes, like, you just got out of a bad relationship and you get into this, and you're thinking to yourself, oh no, not again. It can't be happening again. It must be me. You know what I'm saying? But in actuality, you just made a bad decision again. Unfortunately, you picked the wrong person, and you're not, and you got to be like aware that, oh, I made a mistake, but I don't have to live in this mistake. I can change it and move on to somebody else, because simply I deserve better.
Gotcha.
Really good at picking the wrong people. So yeah, you are exactly right on that.
And it's not necessarily a mistake. It's not recognition of a pattern. That's the biggest thing, because when we go out of a relationship that we are already damaged in, and we look for, even if we take a little time to heal, sometimes our
I think the word is comfort, because sometimes we draw to an individual. We know that we didn't have a good time in that last situation, but it's familiar. It became a very, you function into dysfunction. And if the familiarity can draw you to that, even though it's not good for you. Right. It's just that familiarity, and it becomes comfortable. You learn to function into dysfunction, and then one day you have to say, "Oh, this ain't right. I'm going to hurt this individual. I got to go." Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Orange jumpsuits with my hands like this, and it's not the way to go. So you have to make a decision. Clank, clank. You know, you do that.
I think that's where
Yeah.
you develop what I call emotional intelligence, and you really have to recognize your own emotional intelligence and be aware of what are your weaknesses and your strengths, and sometimes what is real and what's real and what's important. Because sometimes we have a look that we like, and that look might not be, and we might look over their personality. You know what I'm saying? Because they as far as the look department or the image, more the image department, they cross all their T's and they dot all their I's. But in the personality department, they're lacking.
Not there.
They're lacking.
Right.
But they're comical. Like you said, you have that friend who you know you shouldn't answer the phone, but they're so comical that you forget all about the bad stuff they do because they're hilarious.
Right.
Even when they're doing some bad stuff, they're hilarious doing that. But you know, once you I guess you got to be sensitive to your own pain. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Well, let's get back to these 11 signs that you're giving too much of yourself to other people. Number 5 is one time has turned into every day. You've agreed to help someone and do something about them once, and now your act of kindness has turned into an everyday thing. They always have some new favor to ask you for. They are taking advantage of your sweet, generous nature, and you should learn how to say no without feeling guilty. I think they wrote that one for me.
No.
Yeah, maybe. You sound like.
I mean, I have a friend today. She's stuck like that. She used to date this guy. You know how you date somebody and you fall in love with their family, you fall in love with their mom or their dad or whatever. And so she broke up with the guy, and they're now, but she fell in love with the mom, and all the kids live out of town, and the lady's calling up her for everything, like every little thing that happens in the house. She wanted her to do this, take her shopping, take her cleaning, help her clean the house, and the lady has no one else but her because the kids are pretty much, they don't care what's happening to mom. Mom's like 70, 80 years old. 80, 90, pushing 90, got, getting to the point where she's got Alzheimer's and stuff. And sometimes, sometimes kids don't really care. And then she find herself, she has a big heart, and she is just doing for this lady every day, every week, every other day. She's doing stuff for this lady. And she's still stuck in that cycle right now. And she has her own life, but she feels morally obligated to this lady because the lady has nobody else. And I think that's tough to walk away from somebody.
You know what? What if it don't?
Huh?
What if they don't what?
You getting that? Well, okay. Okay, Tanya.
She's breaking up. Veronica, we can't hear you, so text me, and then I can ask your question. If you get a chance, just text me. Okay. Anybody else, anything before I go ahead and read the next one? Veronica, you're breaking up, so text me, and then I'll ask for you. Okay. All right. Let's see. The next one is number 6. You feel like you're being manipulated. If you start feeling like you are being manipulated and taken advantage of, then you probably are. You have only one life. Don't let others toy with your emotions and use you for their own needs.
I have something about that.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
When you're feeling manipulated, there is always, for that person, there is always, okay, let me just raise the bar a little bit higher, raise the bar a little bit higher, raise the bar a little bit higher, until you can't even reach the damn bar and you're going, well, how the hell do I bring it back down?
Right.
Yeah.
I got you.
They're setting you up so you can't win.
Right. Exactly. And then you start to feel a little hopeless. All right. Number 7, all your relationships suffer. You're giving yourself to a point where all of your other relationships are suffering. You are damaging the relationship with your family, friends, and those people who support you, all because you are focused on someone who doesn't appreciate you and your efforts.
But do you know how
Huh?
many times I've had to rework on friendships because I've been in the middle of some BS that I probably should have never even been in the middle of? You know,
Understand?
like I can't tell, like, especially when I was in Texarkana, I was in a really abusive relationship before I left Texarkana. And
Right.
none of my friends, like Tiana, like none of my friends really knew what was going on until
Uh-huh.
after I left and I came out to Dallas and I was like actually free and I could like start talking to people about what was going on. But like
Mhm.
a bunch of my, like, I literally had to sit down. Logan's been my best friend since I was 12 years old. I literally had to sit down and have, I think we had like a 3 or 4 hour talk about everything that was going on because not only did my ex like rip him off, you know, because we've all had a past. So, you know, ripped him off of some money and stuff like that. You know, I paid him back his money that we owed him. And like
Right.
we sat down and we had like a long talk about everything that happened. And he was wondering why I had been so quiet because me and him were glued to the hip since we were like 12 years old, you
Wow.
know? So it takes,
Mhm.
really, when you get in those situations, there's a lot that you can do for yourself, but when you feel so helpless, it really, it's really your friends and your family that need to pay the most attention, because at that point in time you cannot get yourself out until it's the end of it. And I can't tell you how many times, if I had not come out to Dallas, I can't tell you how many times I sat there before I was about to move out to Dallas. This man was talking about getting on Section 8 and trying to get me to move in with him and stuff. And first of all, I'm not fixing to do any of that. No. But
Mm.
like literally, there were two places I saw myself. If I didn't come out to Dallas, I was gonna be dead in the ditch, pregnant. Like I had like the vision. I had the vision.
Wow.
I will never forget it. I was driving home. I was driving him to his house, and he was talking about me moving in with him. And I just got this flash of myself dead in a ditch being pregnant, or I was gonna wind up in prison behind him doing some stuff that we had no business doing. You know, so
Right.
like
Mm.
if I wouldn't have came out to Dallas, I'm full belief that I would probably not be alive.
Wow.
Wow.
And the
Okay. I'm glad you
difference, you
made
know,
it.
Element made it to Dallas and I made it out of Dallas. The difference was is she was able to take herself out of Texarkana and I had to have someone come take me out of the situation because I wasn't able to do it myself. So it's
Hmm.
you know, one of those things where
Right.
you if you can if you can't see a way out, that's where your family needs to step up and be like,
Hmm.
"Okay, you really need to come with me right now, at least for the weekend."
Right.
And you know,
Mhm.
get them out of that environment for a weekend or a week or however long you can get them out. And
Right.
if you can, stop them from going back long enough for them to snap out of it. And
Right.
because it may take a day or two or a week or
Or a
two
month.
weeks for them to
Yeah.
snap out of it and go, what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
Right. Right.
Right.
Because
Okay.
I mean, the key
Okay.
thing is they won't let you think for yourself.
Hmm.
Right.
They keep you in a life of flux. Like everything's so changing because you never know when the next shoe's gonna drop. You never know when next.
Right.
So you got constant fear with adulation, the fear, the adulation. You're going like this, like a yo-yo, literally going like a yo-yo, and you're so busy in like the survival mode that you can't think about the out mode. You
Hmm.
know.
You know?
Understand that. All right. Let's see. Number 8. You are always stressed out due to ongoing drama. And again, y'all, this is the 11 signs that you are giving too much of yourself to other people. Okay.
You know,
You're always stressed out due to ongoing drama. Your mental health is as much important as your physical health. The stress you've willingly invited into your life is taking a serious toll on your life and your health. And you should stop with the drama before it's too late.
you
Uh,
know, when I was going through, my heart would literally pound. It felt like my heart was coming through my chest. When the phone rang and I knew it was there on the ring, my heart rate would go up. Literally, my heart rate would go up. It's something about when you're going with somebody who's really toxic that it affects your health, man. It affects your health. It affects your peace. And you don't know, like when they phone call, you don't know if this is a good phone. Should I answer it? I don't answer. If you don't answer, then they're gonna ask, why the hell why you didn't answer? You know, I was in the bathroom. Well, you should answer the phone. Like, what? I mean, they're just so
but what did I say? I said at that point, I said that's when that entitlement kicks in. Remember? They feel entitled to your time. They feel entitled to your dedication. They feel entitled to you, unfortunately. You know? All right, let me go on to the next one here. Number 9. You are too busy to take care of yourself. If you've reached a point where you don't have time to take care of yourself in your own life, then this is definitely a red flag and a call for action. Plus, the irony is that you can't make a change into someone else's life if you're not treating yourself well. Everything starts with you.
Yeah. I think with that one, I know I've noticed, like with myself pulling back, like, okay, we need to take a couple steps back because now I'm starting to feel like I'm going crazy a little bit. So it's like we both can't be crazy. One of y'all got to be somewhat more sane than the other one. So it's like start pulling back and then start doing little things that used to, that I enjoy, that what makes me happy. If it means waking up early, going to a different spot and having a cup of coffee and a sit down and chill moment, where you're writing or doing something, whatever it is that puts you back in tune with yourself, is what needs to be done. Versus let somebody run your every hour, every few minutes, an hour. I need to go. I need to do this. I need to do that. Like, look, I need to sit still. That's what I need to sit still because in a minute, if I don't, I'm all apart.
Right. I understand.
But that's about.
Shannon, what were you gonna say too?
So, you know how I told y'all it was one of the first living rooms I was on, when I was in that abusive relationship, I quit doing my makeup and I quit doing, a whole bunch of stuff because I didn't feel like I had time. Like there would be times where I would be just waking up and like Bernard said, they call you and like your heart drops and you're like, he would call me if I slept too late because there was some schedule that he had that I had no idea about, and he'd call me and tell me, where are you? And like, I'd show up at his house and like, my hair is wet. I'm in flip-flops. I'm not even like actually dressed. And I'm literally sitting there for 2 hours watching him iron his clothes till before we can go out and do something. He just wanted my presence there. Right. So I quit doing my makeup a lot and stuff during that time. But you speaking of this just reminded me of it. My mom just bought me those magnetic eyelashes, and I've got to say I am super, super excited to be able to have just like something that little and be able to like enjoy that again and be like really like I don't do makeup a lot, but I'm super, super excited to be like, so I'm going to a pool party tomorrow. I'm like, oh, it's waterproof.
Oh yeah.
She brings out
how small you gotta do that.
She brings out a very important point that you don't realize how much of the little things that you miss that added value to your life until you get out of that relationship. Yes. I mean, the little things, all of a sudden, once you're out of that relationship, then all of a sudden you say, wow, I used to do this. I used to do that. I used to do this. I used to take care of myself. I used to jog. I used to do this. I used to work out. I used to exercise. I used to read a lot. I used to call my friends up and cut up, with the Tasmanian devil over there in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? All those kind of things. just the little things. You'd be surprised, just the little things that you miss when you're engulfed in a toxic relationship, and it's like night and day.
The biggest little thing for me was I love to drive. I've been driving all over the country for the last decade and a half. And there were times, when I went from home to store to home when I was in the relationship. But prior to that relationship, oh, sorry, is that better?
There you
Oh
go.
yeah.
Bring it to the mouth.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
There you go.
I actually,
Hey, how
actually
you?
have to put it in there. So, thought you might like that.
Stop it, Shannon.
So let me start over. The biggest little thing that I found coming out of that relationship is that I used to go from the store to home or home to the store to home, where before that I would go from home to Sonic, grab a drink, drive for, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours somewhere, and then go to the store and then go home. And that was
Wow.
the little thing that I stopped doing, period.
Wow. It's amazing how we I have to use these words. We kind of lose ourselves, and not even see it until one day there's an awakening, and then you look. It's like you're a third party looking at yourself, and you're like, "Oh my!" And then it's up to you, right? It's up to you to make that decision to get out of that situation. Which brings me to number 10. You are there for the wrong people. You overlook everyone else's flaws and you justify their behavior because the mere idea of letting them go sounds horrible to you. That's why you are surrounded with people who are wrong for you. And you know it in your heart, and you can't be happy that you can't be happy in their company. Right?
I don't like you talking
Yeah.
to me.
Okay. Let me give you another whole twist to how I got caught wrapped up and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Back in the day, I had a reputation. I was kicking it with the ladies, right? And I was so used to like going from relationship to relationship that I decided that when I got older, when I hit my 30s, that I was going to, be mature, and I'm going to stick it out. But sometimes what happened is when I decided to stick it out, I decided to stick it out with the wrong person. So now I was trying to break an old habit, but got caught in trying to do my new habit with the wrong person.
I understand.
She said, I understand.
I understand.
You need to take another sip of that.
You know what? I'm trying to stay just neutral in it tonight because I've had my walks in some crappy situations, but I'm just staying neutral. I'm the host tonight. Had Michael been here to talk about his topic, I would probably venture it over to him, but I'm staying the host tonight.
I thought you were supposed to be playing Michael's role tonight.
Oh Lord, yeah, that's right. I think I've had too much Riesling for that.
Yeah, I think yeah. I told you before we talked earlier that the Riesling will mellow you out.
Oh my goodness, that's what it is. I should have stuck with that nasty rosé.
Yeah.
Cause that rosé brought the Tasmanian
Yeah,
out.
the rose brought the wild out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say it. Next week, I'll come back with a little rosé, and I'll tip the scales next we're gonna act up next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You can't act up on Riesling.
So we can really be in there.
Yeah, Riesling won't let you act up. It won't let you
Yeah,
act
because
up.
I'm so mellowed out. Like,
Yeah,
life
I
is
told you
good.
it would mellow you out.
That's how I feel. It's exactly how I feel. Like, what is the problem?
Oh
What
my
is
God,
wrong with
Veronica got a
everybody?
whole another bottle.
Oh, wow.
I think we need to have an intervention.
Yeah, we're gonna be intervention.
I'm gonna
You know,
have
Tandy, it's probably a good thing you're mellow tonight because I match energies, and if you were going wild, I'd probably be going wild and say so much shit that would get me into trouble. And
Look, you
I think
already
it's
talked the
a
whole
good.
shit about Oklahoma girl.
Well, that
Now,
doesn't
you
get me in
gotta
trouble.
go
That
back.
gets them dumbasses in trouble.
It was so
You gotta
funny
go
because
back.
at that moment, the whole system was like, shh. It wasn't even like my computer only. It was like all of like, shh. It's all good.
Chill about it.
It's all good.
And that was a good thing you was chill about it because you would have been tonight would have been a tester.
Yeah, because I feel like I walked the tightrope this whole time, dealing with everything. I've been on the tightrope, so sometimes you got to take a walk on the wild side. Now, I'll be back on the wild side. What the hell is Veronica doing? What the hell?
Holding up something else. Holding up something else.
Man, let me get to this number 11 so we can get off these 11 signs. 11 signs you're giving too much of yourself to other people. This is the last one. You feel completely drained at the end of every day. Lord knows. If you feel completely drained and exhausted at the end of each day, then you should stop doing what you're doing. Stop giving yourself to people who don't deserve your time. You matter also, but you will never be able to flourish with all your wonderfulness if you keep wasting your energy by giving you all to those who don't give you anything in return. Thank you. The power of silence.co. They really did it on this article. Y'all, how do y'all feel about that one?
Called out.
For real.
Huh?
Called
Yeah.
out.
That one's very true. It's very
Yes.
true.
And I
It's
tell you,
exhausting.
yeah. And I'll tell you this. Right now, I am going through, like, I guess you could say, and the reason why I was kind of quiet too tonight, I am going through the exhausting time. At the end of each day, I do feel drained. And do you ever feel so drained that you don't know how to go to sleep? That's how I stay up. I stay up.
Yeah.
Up. Because you think it's
I think I
hard.
did that Wednesday. I didn't go to sleep, and then I had to wake up and go to work. So I was running off of 3.5 hours of sleep Wednesday morning. So
You
that's
running
all,
off of fumes.
Yeah. Fumes.
You off fumes.
I did.
I understand. And I understand that. And I think for me, it's like when we come in here and we do our thing Friday night, this is a chance to just unwind and break it down a little bit and all. And so, of course, I love coming in here in the living room with you all. We get a chance to share. And it's just, get a chance to unwind. Let your hair down and all that. Me and this damn Riesling, though. I mean, I love Riesling, but I tell you, he is not good for the show. Not.
Yeah, whenever, the more
Maybe
tired
towards
that
the
I get.
end.
What was that now? I heard. Well, okay, Margo, what were you saying first?
I was like, maybe save the Riesling till the end,
To the
the
end.
very, very end. Yeah.
Very end when we're about to go off. The Tiana, what were you saying?
Well, I was going to say about the whole tired thing and exhaustion. That is one of the biggest triggers I have for my depression and all of that other crap that goes along with depression. And the more tired that I am, the less I'm willing to move forward with life. And so that's been a big struggle in my experience this lifetime.
Right. I totally understand. Well, you all, I thank you all for, doing this whole living room thing. I tell you, as we always do, we go into our talking about ourselves and all that kind of stuff like that. But before we do, let's go ahead and grab a quick little break here and run to Tandyland. We'll be back in just a few moments. Hey y'all, welcome back. Welcome back. Well, this is the time that we get a chance to break it down and I get a chance to find out what you all have coming up in the new week. Is all kinds of things that you're working on, all kinds of things that you're doing, whole nine, whole nine, whole nine. So uh let's start with Pop. So he said a little bit at the beginning, about your book and all that's coming. But let's just talk about and tell everybody what you have coming up this coming week. What you got going on?
Um, well, I also do like liquidation sales. So I go and look at different liquidators and I
Uh-huh.
go buy their property for low and then turn back and sell it on the eBay or Amazon or Facebook Marketplace. My nephew actually has a course that he gave me to some of his inside scoop of getting like your wholesale license and how to market. So it's just really easy. Anybody can do it. You buy low, sell high, and you can do it on online, or you can do it at any Walmart store, any store. You find their clearance rack, you find it low, and then you buy high. Anybody can make money like this, and it's very simple. And you can start off really low, like a couple $100, but I got that PPP money, so I probably be coming out with like a few $1,000 and flipping it. And just keep flipping your money like that. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a nice little side business, and you can sell stuff online. So just in case if we have a resurgence again, I'll be ready for it. Uh,
Right.
and also, a lot of what you guys don't know too is, well, Tandy Tasmanian Terrific knows that I do day trade and I do binary option, forex trading, and I'm looking to do some stock option trading too. I'm going to be taking a course pretty soon, but I'm studying all the terminology and stuff like that. I'm like this. I want to be independent to a point where if nobody reads a book or no one's on social media or whatever, I can still make money. And that's the thing
Right.
is, I always want to be in a position where I never have to depend on anyone or anybody uh, as far as backup. And I'm looking to like get more passive income likewise. But you just have to be flexible in these times. And I'm trying to rise myself to a higher vibration. So I'm really trying to focus on love a lot
Right.
on purpose. And actually, I was going to I'm taking a vow of abstinence for the next 30 days.
For how many days?
Just
30
30
days.
days.
Okay.
Just 30 days.
I ain't say I
You
wasn't going
ain't
to drink no
serious?
wine.
You ain't serious? She's talking about some
You said
30
30 days.
days.
Said
What
30
should be
days.
like 90 days?
Yes. At least
Yeah.
90. Yes.
I've actually done that. I've took years.
Yeah.
I mean, I think sometimes it's a cleansing period.
Mhm.
You have to clean
Mm-hmm.
yourself sometimes. And, when you with someone, you have like what they call soul ties to them people.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes their spirit can get on your spirit. 6 months. Oh my goodness. No, 6 months, but like I said, I've did it before. It's not the first time. And it had nothing to do with religion. It really had to do about me grounding myself.
Okay.
And I think
Okay.
sometimes you need to ground yourself and get outside the physicality and really get deep into the spiritual person who you are.
Okay. Okay. I ain't mad at you about that. Not at all,
Right.
Mr. 30 Days, but anywho. Anywho. Anywho.
TMI, TMI. No, no.
Mr. 30 Days. All right, Shannon Element Rose, what you have coming up this week?
I need to finish. I'm finishing. Actually, I'll be done with this.
Uh-huh. Cool.
So
I like
I'll be
that.
wrapping that up. And then I have another thing I'm doing that will be auctioned off
Ugh.
Oh, cool. And we know that's Shannon.
I like that, Shannon. Is that for sale?
Ooh, it's gonna be auctioned off, sir.
What's the bidding?
I don't know yet. I will.
$10,000.
You will be the first person I tell.
$200 right now.
No, hopefully I'll get more than
10,000.
that. But
We'll start there.
Okay, well, tell us more about it. What is it? What's the composure of it? Is it oil? Is it acrylic?
It's all acrylic. Everything I'm working right now is acrylic.
Okay. I mean, I really like art, though. Seriously, I do.
Yeah.
It.
I mean, I'm open.
I got this weird paint. I have to show this. I have to show you guys this weird painting on my wall. It has like a guy, like many different faces with different expressions. It's a big picture. It's about like 4 by 4.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
4 foot by 4 foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a big picture on my wall, and I love it because it shows the vast different personality of the human nature.
Okay. I'm looking at my YouTube store over there trying to get himself together.
So I'm wrapping that up at the end of this. That's probably going to be next week, and then this one's going to be at the end of this week, and then I got to get a couple of pictures together for August 10th. Mm-hmm. And other than that, I'm starting on Mike's stuff, but other than that, I'm open for commissions. I just had a couple of spots open up, so Mike got moved forward, so I'm open for new paintings and stuff like that. All of my social media across the board is Element Rose 13. I started going live on Twitch. I'll probably be doing that at least once or twice a week, if not more, because I really enjoy the interaction on there. Honestly, the interaction for random people is so good over on Twitch. It's so much fun. It was really reminiscent.
We really need to go over Twitch and play around with Twitch a little bit, because I really still need to get Twitch really going. So, all righty, Veronica, can you hear us, Veronica?
Yeah.
She's paused out. I don't know.
Off the chain all day and all the last hour and 30
minutes. You heard some milk and some bread.
Yes, I see. But we're gonna move on to Margo. Margo, what you have going? Because we're about to wrap this. Okay, Veronica. Yeah, it's just she's on a very big lag. Can you hear us, Veronica? Because I try to see what you had coming up this week, but she's on a very big lag.
I see a smile and a kiss.
Blowing kisses. So we're trying to push forward. Margo, what you got coming up this week?
I got you.
Margo, what you got coming up this week? Did she freeze? I think Margo froze too. So Tiana, what you got coming up this week?
So like I said, I graduated as a certified full stack software engineer, which means that I can build in most capacities any website or a piece of software that is a service. So I'm open to freelance for that. I'm also looking for a full-time position, and I don't know, I'm just exploring my options on what I can and my limitations.
All right. I ain't mad at you, girl. I know that's right, but thank you for joining us tonight. You know what?
Appreciate you.
Before we get into what I have going on, thank you. I'm going to run my social media real quick, and then I'll come back and tell you what I have coming up next week.
Congratulations. We hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Art Imitates Live with Tanya Dixon. So be sure to like and subscribe. And also check us out on all of our other social media.
Well, I'm going to have to add real soon here the social media for the Instagram for Art Imitates Live, because it is now, I changed it. It used to be Art Imitates Live Radio on Instagram, but now it is Art Imitates Live with Tanya Dixon. It's straight out. Tanya M. Dixon, Art Imitates Live with Tanya M. Dixon. And that is the handle for AIL on Instagram. Coming up this week. Well, it's not going to be this week. We're still getting everything laid out for the Soul Spotlight, but coming up in the next couple of weeks, a lot of guests. One of my first guests will be Gilbert Glenn Brown. He is from CW Stargirl, and also he is playing Dr. King in Aretha Franklin's movie Respect. So he's going to be coming on the show mid-August, and we got a lot of folks coming to you. So it's just getting it all lined up so that we can hit it and we rolling from there. Okay, so thank you all for tuning in. We were kind of slow to go tonight because of me and my Riesling. I'm taking all the blame for all the chill that we had with me and this Riesling. I am not doing Riesling again. I mean, from this point forward, it's going to be rosé. It's something that makes me kick up a storm and act a fool. So that's where we're going to be. But I thank you all for being here with me. And of course, we thank you all out there for tuning in. Of course, I'll have a lot of people coming back with us, I'm sure, in the living room next week. And then, like I said, the Soul Spotlight, catch us during the week as we have all kinds of guests coming through for you. All right. So, y'all, thank you for being here again. I'm Tanya Dixon, and this is the Living Room Panelists. And we'll see you next time. You have a beautiful week. And we'll see you next time on Art Imitates Live.